Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to join the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate forum. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Now, we're currently in the interim session between two live debates, so I'm going to pass over to the live panel, and you can enjoy the dulcet tones of whoever is in there while I set up for the first live show.
Ron Hamburg.
You remember he spanned the bridge, and the water line from the bottom of the bridge to the water line was the same across the whole bridge?
Can that be like a blanket, like a stage blanket? That's what it looks like to me with that line.
No, this picture is phony. This is not a real picture.
No, it's a real picture.
24/7. I'm 24/7. It's live.
No, this is definitely a real picture, but it's just because of the layout, and there's miraging effects obviously going on.
See my screen?
I'm going there. Yeah. There we go.
Wow, look at all that non-curvature.
Optical slant.
Like the guy flying.
But really, just look at it. Isn't it just literally in relation to the observer folding into the horizon?
Low to the ground.
So I always
It's
try
just
to
an
describe
atmospheric
it.
effect.
Apparent horizon.
I've heard this so many times.
Yeah, but that is how it appears to us. It just comes from up or from under, and then goes towards the horizon, and with a slight arc, it just folds into it.
Yeah, it's the same. If you ignore the front part of this, if you ignore the front part of the bridge and you just focus on the back part, look what happens. It's just a sheer drop. And because these aren't rising, all these little huts, they're all staying level, it's going to have the same effect. It's just going to go zoom, it's going to drop down. It's just a function of perspective.
Yep.
Because in this area here, where we've got probably 10 of these little huts, you know, it's the same area as from here to here, but they're all compressed into this little narrow part, and they're just going to look like they're dropping down. Function of perspective. I don't know. It's not even an argument.
And do you believe that bridge is not curved?
Well,
No.
Oh my god. Look, just because you've got a fundamentalist religious belief in it curving doesn't mean you have to ask us if we believe it isn't.
I'm the only guy over here.
Yeah,
Look,
you're the only
Did
fundy
you hear
here.
my description before? Why this can't possibly be the curve? Because you can see behind it a line, in a horizontal line behind it that's way above it. If you're going to presuppose that curvature, that line has to be a huge mountain range.
We went through this on the last show,
That's a
right?
good point.
Dawn, if you believe, Dawn, if you believe it's curve, then you need to offer us some validity to your claimed cause.
I'm asking what you believe and what Randy believes.
I don't care. I'm not here to express my beliefs.
Function of perspective.
Yeah, it's not
Nathan
our
just
claim though, is it, Dawn? Dawn, this isn't our
It's just an
claim.
effect.
Dawn,
That's what Nathan says.
Dawn, asking me my beliefs about a claim I'm not making is irrelevant. I'm not making a claim about it. You the fundy.
I was listening to
Yeah, Dawn, you do
both
this every
sound-
time I talk.
seem to
Yeah,
sound
every
like
time
you're
I talk, Dawn,
claiming
you
it's
talk
just an
over me.
effect.
Oh, shall I plead to the audience? Look, he's muting me,
waited
censoring
till he
reality.
stopped.
Dawn
Yeah.
can't help himself. He has to talk over me. Right, Dawn?
You don't let me.
Yeah, I
say
want
a
you to
point.
shut the fuck up while I talk. That's what I want. Every single time I talk, you talk over me. Every single time.
Yeah, you're trying to control the discussion too hard.
What, by talking? By being in the middle of a sentence, you mean? By having the right point? There he goes again. I'm in the middle of a sentence pointing out that while I've got the winning argument, you need to talk because you claim that's controlling the conversation. Yeah, you're doing it again. There he goes again. He's talking over me again while I'm in the middle of a sentence. How many times are you going to do this, you asshole?
Yeah.
You're doing it again, Dawn. I hadn't finished. I hadn't taken breath. I still haven't. But you're still interrupted. There you go again. It's happening again. Dawn censoring reality. He wants to shut me up. He wants to shut me down. He hasn't got an argument, just a fundy belief, so he's going to ruin the conversation and talk over me every single time I start making a sentence, aren't you, Dawn?
Point.
When I'm talking, I don't expect there to be endless interruptions from you, Dawn.
Your point is you don't like being interrupted. That's your point.
No, you've ruined my point by interrupting me, and now you're making it about being interrupted.
Have a point. All you were doing
and again, I hadn't finished making that statement, and Dawn's immediately on my tailcoats, talking over the top of me. Why can't you do this? Were you not trained to have a normal conversation by your family or teachers?
Yeah, I was taught not to let narcissists overtake the conversation.
It's just an ad hominem attack.
My parents taught me how to do that.
Yeah, that you're distracting away the conversation from your claim of Earth curvature, not my belief that you. And there he goes again. Here we go again. I'm back into the point. So he needs to. So he needs to talk over me. Dawn, what I'm gonna do, Dawn. I'm gonna eject you if you do it one more time, because I've now made it clear to the audience what happens here. People come in, and when I start talking and taking apart their fundamentalist religious belief, as soon as they don't like something that's being said, they decide that no one's going to get to hear what's being said, that what they say, normally a reassertion of the position that's being taken apart, needs to be heard again over the top of what I'm saying, and there will be countless, endless interruptions, distractions away from the point, and then an argument about the interruptions themselves, rather than address to the fact that your fundamentalist religious assertion about the image is that Earth curve is the cause of the effect. And when I come to ask you for how you have validated that cause, you say you have a belief, making you a fundamentalist zealot. The only cause is your belief, not validated. Okay, Dawn?
Okay, I've got a new claim. If I can look forward.
You haven't acknowledged what I've said. You haven't acknowledged what I've said, though, have you? You've moved on to something else. That's another tactic. Not, yes, I haven't validated the continual claim. I've distracted away by asking what you believe. No, you haven't admitted that. And now, again, before I make the end of the statement clear, Dawn's talking again. Of course, because we're asking for a concession from him. Yeah, Dawn, we want you to accept that you don't have validity to the claim of Earth curve, only a fundamentalist religious assertion, your belief.
I'm ready to put forward my next claim.
So he's done it again. I've made what I want clear, a concession that you don't have validity to your assertion and belief, fundamentalist religious zealot. You just want to move on. Now you're talking over me, of course, while I point out that you just want to move on. You've done it twice, and I'm not letting you until I get a concession, Dawn. If I don't get a concession, and you're only here to obfuscate every single point, and when the point's made clear, you decide that you're going to change the subject, then you're not welcome here. You're a fundamentalist religious zealot that I don't want on the panel because you never make any concessions. Yes, Dawn, you only have your belief. You made that clear. No, you don't have any validity to your assertion, and I want you to concede that, not move on to a different claim.
I concede. I can't validate Stanley's Bridge's curve because of the Earth. I concede.
So that would make it a fundamentalist religious assertion, Dawn?
No, not fundamentalist religious. It's just a belief about a bridge.
Yeah, that's what a fundamentalist religious assertion is.
No, dude. Those
No,
words
hold
are not
on.
necessary.
A fundamentalist religious person would not admit it, and he just did.
Arguably true, Arwin.
But those words aren't needed anyway, whether I admit it or not. That's not what. It's just a belief about the shape of a bridge. It's not fundamentalist or religious.
Yeah, you only assert that as your belief. That's your belief, and it's only that. There are no other exceptions. You're not going to say, well, it could be something else. That's because your fundamentalism gets the better of you, Dawn. Don't you get it? Clearly not. Why am I even asking
Shall I
that
put
question?
forward
Don't
my
answer.
next claim?
Don't answer.
Should I put forward my next claim?
I don't know. I don't think that Don is
No.
really
Why should we give you another opportunity? You've come with a fundamentalist religious belief. Now you want to have another bash. Why?
Keep saying
So
we,
far
but
you've
it's
proved you're a
just you
fundy.
talking.
Sorry. Go on, Owen.
I just don't think that Don is really a fundamentalist. He's more like a regular. He's like for example, somebody that just goes to church. He just happens to believe it, but he doesn't really get the full picture. He has a lot of trouble with it, and he is very honest about it. So he's a believer, but I wouldn't call him really a fundamentalist like some others that really should know better and that just constantly apply devious tactics on purpose. I don't see Don doing that a lot. He's actually kind of well behaved for a
Really?
baller.
Like not like interrupting me at the end of every single statement, you mean?
Yeah,
That sort of thing.
Yeah, the interrupting, yeah.
Right. Whilst
You know why that
whilst
happens,
pointing
though.
out that he has a religious belief in this stuff, which he absolutely does.
Well, dude, I do not worship any bridges.
Yeah, you worship Earth Curve.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. Everything is always Earth Curve. Any cause that needs to be asserted about something in the distance is always going to be Earth Curve, Dawn. You don't take anything else into account. It's your fundamentalist belief. Yeah, and also your need to constantly interrupt me when I point it out to you. Yeah, I know. Must be tough being a bonehead.
Can I ask Dawn a question? Dawn, what's the basis for your belief? What's the basis for that belief?
Well, it looks curved. And I also already believe that the Earth is curved. So, seems that's the basis, yeah.
What's your basis for the Earth being curved?
I've already believed the ocean's curved, and then I see a bridge curving over it. So that's the basis for why I believe the bridge is curved.
Right.
What's the basis for the Earth? What's the basis for saying the Earth, the ocean is curved? What's your basis for that belief?
Well, believing that Earth is a sphere in general makes me believe the ocean curves. The basis for believing the Earth is a sphere.
What did you get the basis for?
Everything. Just
What's your
general
basis
consensus, what everyone shows, all the evidence.
Always going to be the same. His belief leads him into and affirming the consequent every time. I believe it's a sphere, therefore it's a sphere.
I'm actually trying to get to the grounding of his belief, and each step he keeps going to another step, and there's no grounding to his belief.
Astronomy and trust in man. That's the basis of my belief.
Look, Don is not a master of science, okay? He's not the guy that's gonna literally go into the experiment and figure it all out, obviously. So, yeah, he is going to be left to, what he trusts.
Hey, Don,
Like most people.
Don, can I ask you a question? This is 10th Man. And this, trust me, it's going to come full circle to this topic. What kind of person stays in an abusive situation?
Sorry?
What kind of person stays in an abusive situation?
I don't know, a weak person.
Okay. Now, you called Nathan a narcissist. If you know Nathan and you believe Nathan is a narcissist, why do you come on the show? Why are you attracted to a narcissist? Are you weak?
Yeah, it's not Nathan. It's the community and the conversation.
No, you said Nathan is a narcissist. You said to Nathan a few minutes ago, you're a narcissist. What kind of person comes to an abusive situation? You said a weak one. Why are you coming to a narcissist if you really believe Nathan's a narcissist?
Because of the other qualities of the situation, I put up with the narcissism to try and have the conversation back and forth.
But what kind of person? Okay, so you have something to declare then. Are you here to help a narcissist?
Oh, no.
Okay, so you're not here to help the narcissist.
Maybe.
Okay, so you're not here to help a narcissist that you say is a narcissist. You say a weak person goes into an abusive situation, and you keep coming here to an abusive situation because you've labeled.
Come back to have the conversation, even though there's narcissism. I don't
Why
want to keep
would
saying
you
the
have
word.
a
It was just an
conversation
insult.
with a narcissist?
I think you're
No,
completely on the wrong
no,
track. Okay,
Arwen,
Hold on,
narcissism is
Arwen, hold on.
But real narcissism is
Oh, God,
systemic.
Arwen.
You can't just point at one situation and call
Yeah,
them somebody a
Arwen,
narcissist.
Arwen.
Arwen, silence.
Okay.
I've got another claim about the bridge.
No, he's
No,
asking
no,
you.
don't change the subject. You said, you made a claim that the host of this show is a narcissist. Now, if he was, I would not be on this show. Personally, I would not be on this show. That's just my take.
Look up.
But I'm
narcissism
asking
and
you,
watch a few
the one who
Nathan
made the
shows back,
claim,
recent ones.
I'm talking, I would never go on the show on a regular basis once I found out if the host was a narcissist. That's why I keep coming to the show, because he's not.
It's just a
made the
label. I
claim
can't
that
prove
he
he's a narcissist.
hang on. You made the claim that he was a narcissist, and you keep coming on the show. And when I asked you what kind of person does that, you said a weak one. And then you change your mind. So please elaborate.
You said staying in an abusive situation.
Yeah, that would be with a narcissist is an abusive situation.
What do you want me to concede that I'm weak?
No, I asked you for a definition. I said I'll bring it full circle. And I even told you what I was doing. And you said that a weak person would do that.
Right. So either you are wrong or you are weak. So you pick.
Right.
I give up.
He doesn't know what a narcissist is.
Self-centered, arrogant thinking and behavior, lack of empathy and consideration for other people, and an excessive
reading off
need for
Google.
admiration.
Okay.
Others often describe people with NPD as cocky, manipulative, selfish, patronizing, and demanding.
Okay. How do
Now that
you...
is
Hold
Nathan.
on.
Described
No, that's
on
not-
Google.
No,
Dawn,
that's not Nathan at all.
how do you establish...
That is.
How do you establish narcissistic traits? Medically.
Well, I observe.
You do?
And then I
Dr.
tick
Dr.
the
Dawn?
boxes, yeah.
Dr. Dawn does? Dr. Dawn establishes these things, does he?
No, just Don.
Dr. Dawn?
No, not Dr. Don.
Oh, sorry. You're diagnosing me. Doctor.
It was just an insult. But
Yeah, I realise. I know you're projecting what you claimed I did. You said I called you a name, just a random name. Then I started calling you names like dickhead to make the point. Remember? Yeah, it's just a name. It's not actually... Dawn, I'm in the middle of destroying you again and you're talking over me. It seems to happen a lot. So it's just, Dawn, you're doing it again. Yeah, Dawn, I'm going to have to get rid of you, Dawn, because it seems every time I pummel one of your arguments, you won't let me do it. You want to censor me and mute me. Why are you using the mute button, Dawn?
You haven't pummeled any of my
Why are you
arguments.
using the mute button?
All you did was call it fundy.
You're doing it now. You're doing it now. Yeah, I used a description based on your actions. You just called me a name and you didn't really know what it meant. You just had to go and look on Google when asked. You just read out the description that you got from a Google search, having already labelled me that, not knowing what it means, Dawn. So I do know what fundamentalist means. You are a fundamentalist. It's not just a name. Unlike narcissist, something you don't understand, but have named me as. Correct? Just projection,
I understand it, dude, or else I wouldn't have called you it.
Oh, really? Now associate my traits with narcissism. Go.
Manipulative.
Yeah,
No.
an example. Go ahead.
An example of you being manipulative. Oh, there's so many, it's hard to think.
Give me
I'll try to go
one.
from this show
Excuse me.
alone.
Sorry, this is your
So-
first example, Dawn. You're manipulative. Okay, that's a description of a trait given on Google for narcissism. Yeah, yeah. Now associate it. Oh, there's so many I can't even name one. Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a shite
I'm gonna
example
leave it at
then.
that.
Next. So far, total
perfect.
fail, Dawn. So far, not an accurate description without any examples that you can give. Next. Just an asshole calling me
Patronising.
names, aren't you, Dawn?
The example for
You're
patronising
the
was you
asshole
talking 3
calling
seconds
me
ago.
names, aren't you, Dawn? You don't have any examples after your Google search that you can quickly associate the hundreds that must be out there. You haven't got a single one
Demanding.
yet. So next.
All day, every day, you demanding proof of something that you don't even believe in.
I asked you for what your claim
That's
was. I didn't
demanding.
demand
That's
proof of
demanding.
anything.
That's
That's a
an example of
lie.
you being demanding.
Just a lie.
What does that have to do with
Just a lie.
narcissism?
Just an outright lie. I asked you what your claim was. Then I took apart your claim. I didn't demand proof of anything. I asked you to clarify your claim. And then I labelled you a fundamentalist zealot when you couldn't validate that claim that you made. Then you demanded that I give you my beliefs. That's how it panned out, Dawn. So yeah, not narcissism, just you getting obliterated. And you don't like it, so you call me names and talk over the top of me every time I come to the conclusion. Like you've just done, making my point beautifully. That when I come to the conclusion that I'm not calling you names, I'm describing what you are, you don't like it, and you mute me. Any more names you've got for me, Dawn?
Look, there's a distinct
my second claim
difference
about
with
the
a
bridge.
narcissist and just a regular person, okay? And the
I mean,
distinct difference is that in conversations and in whatever they do, narcissists only reward those that unconditionally support them. They don't really care about being right. And they will also punish others, even if they are really right, and then later steal from them. There's a certain individual that we all know that actually does that falls exactly in that category. Nathan doesn't do that. Nathan corrects himself. He admits mistakes, something a narcissist would never do. Never. And also a narcissist just, they don't compliment others if they figure out something new that is right. They only compliment others when they literally parrot them on every occasion. And Nathan just doesn't fall into that category. Yeah, when he starts berating you, like trying to crack open your head to get through to you, he might get close to a little bit like that. But in general, dealing with him, no, Nathan is a very decent guy. And I've known him for a long time. And he's not a narcissist.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, how dare you? Then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. If you'd like to join the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum. Most importantly, if you'd like to join this discussion right here, right now, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected. And if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. Now we are joined by Ranty Flat Earth, Physics Warrior, Paul, Chocolate Sane, Arwin, 10th Man, and a whole bunch of people on Discord. Very good to have you all.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Any evidence of Earth curvature?
Nope.
Not since we started our show.
No,
I got
In my opinion.
there are some phenomena that you could mistake for curvature if you presuppose it.
Nice.
But other than that, no.
The bridge.
Don believes there is.
That's a very diplomatic way of putting it, Owen.
My proof got shot down.
No, it's actually correct.
Any evidence of Earth curvature?
No.
Nope.
No?
Still looking.
A few photos by one man.
You appreciate that Earth curves should be everywhere from every vantage point for every man, woman, child, goat, cat, dog, everything, everywhere. It should all be curving. You realise that?
Yeah, still hard to observe, isn't it, when you're on it though?
No. Should be obviously and observably curved. If it's curved, it's not though. It's
Not really.
obviously and observably flat.
Not
What's
obviously
the-
observably curved. no.
Don, Don, your side says it's 8 inches per mile squared. The math is objective. Why is it hard to see?
Because we're really small.
No, but math is objective.
Yeah, and that doesn't change how big we are, does it?
Well, no, it does, because if I say the distance between you and the nearest filling station is 2 miles, that's objective, and it's 2 miles from your house to the filling station. If you say to me the Earth drops and curves from every tangent point 8 inches per mile square, that should be observable, just like your gas station is.
How should it be observable?
Because if you're 1 mile away from me,
how?
Well, how can I talk if you talk?
You're not. That's not the question I asked.
You said how can it be observable? Sounded like a question.
You said started with because.
Can I answer your question?
Hey, Anon.
Hello. Just want to.
How do you expect to observe it?
Do you want an answer to your question or not, Don? I'm not going to play your game.
He won't let you answer it. He'll just keep asking. He's just asked the same question 4 times over the top of you trying to answer. That's his tactic. He's picked it up from the other ballers, and he won't relinquish it because he thinks it's going to get him a win when you forget your question or whatever. We don't need to hear the question 16 times over the top of him, Dawn. Shockingly.
Okay, sorry.
So what? What are you asking?
Maybe we do
How
need
do you
to.
expect it to be observed?
Okay, so the math, according to the curve, is 8 inches per mile squared. 8 inches from me to you, there should be 8 inches difference. And if you square it after all the other miles, then the drop would be seen very easily.
How should it be seen?
Because of the curve. If it existed,
what should it look like? What should it look like? How should we see it?
Curved.
But left to right or curving away from us?
Curved in any direction. All directions from your vantage point should be curved, Dawn. Every direction. If it's a sphere, it's curving. If it's a sphere,
you know them 3D camera videos where it looks like the Earth's
Dawn,
really
you seem
small
to be
and you're,
answering for me. You seem to be answering for us. Curved. What does it look like if it's curved? If you're on a sphere, curved, Dawn. It just doesn't.
Yeah, but you understand what on a big sphere means, doesn't it? It means it doesn't curve straight away from you. You can't look at it curve away from you because it's big.
Why? So it's too big now? It's too big now to see?
Okay. So, Don, the picture of that bridge is not curved then?
No, it does look curved, doesn't it?
Oh, right. So we can see curve or we can't see curve.
I would love for you to go build a house, but first you go to the lumber store and you say, I'm going to pick out my own lumber because it needs to be straight. And as you pick up lumber, 2x4s, 4x6s, whatever, and you see a curve, you say, no, this won't work.
I don't see the relevance of that.
Oh, easy. Because when you pick lumber...
I used to work at a hardware floor outlet, and we don't have curved wood.
That's to do with scale as well, isn't it? You know, the shorter something is, the easier it is to get it straight and flat.
So then, how do we see a curve with the bridge if it's so big?
It's not so big that you don't see it there. It's so big that you can't observe it everywhere.
How about just over the same
only
distance?
See the curve sometimes if you look carefully.
He's already said this at the beginning.
Yeah,
the curve is only observed by one man in one location, even though it should be apparent from every single geographical location always. But when we say that, he says, no, it's me talking again, Dawn. That's not your cue to rumpus the living shit out of me. Right, I'm going to kick you out, Dawn, because clearly every single time I talk, you talk over me. You've made it clear that we shouldn't see curve from the ground because it's too big. Then we point out that you've got a claimed picture of curve from the ground and you say, yeah, one man can see curve. These are your words. So, yeah, we're pointing out there's a contradiction. You say it shouldn't be seen from all vantage points. We say it should if it's curved. Then when we point out that there is apparently a claim of curve, you say, well, you can see it from the ground. Those are two different positions in opposition. Again, when I get to the conclusion, it's Dawn's time to obfuscate the point by talking over me, of course. Mute button time, right, Dawn? Mute button. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you're holding two different positions that are contradictory to one another. Either you can see curve from the ground because it's a curve, or you can't see curve because it's too big. It can't simultaneously be both, but you've simultaneously claimed both. First you claimed we can't see it, then it was pointed out that you're claiming we can see it. Two positions in contradiction to one another.
They're not in
Textbook
contradiction, because
doublespeak.
obviously you can't see the ocean curve away from it. You can only see the curve of those bridges as you look down the length of those pylons or bridge.
Oh, so the curve is only observable by soundly then, not from every single... There he goes again. So not... There he goes again. Of course, it's mute button time. Nathan's talking. Time to mute Nathan. Right, Dawn? Time to mute me.
I was just saying no.
Yeah, I'm still talking, Dawn. That means shut the fuck up, not carry on interrupting when I get a small pause out of you. Yeah, so it's not observable from every geographical location then, Dawn. When we asked you that, no, it's too big to observe. But it is observable by soundly one man. That's interesting, Dawn. I would expect, as pointed out, us to be able to see it from every single geographical location, because there he goes again. Of course, it's Dawn's turn to talk. It's conclusion time, Fundy. Yeah, so it's not time for you to talk while I make my conclusion. The conclusion,
about what you'd expect to see.
Bye, Dawn. You're intolerable. You won't let the conclusion be made because you're a Fundy. So you've got to interrupt it, haven't you, Dawn? You've got to talk over the top of me. You've got to mute me. It seems there's so much projection from the globe side, I constantly get accused of muting people. In reality, Fundies won't let me take apart their doublespeak. When I point out that he's made it quite clear we can't see curve from the ground, it's too big. He's got a photo that shows curve from the ground. He says there's no contradiction. Wrong. Glaring contradiction. So, Dawn, I'll make my point again, see if you can contain yourself for a few more seconds while I make the actual conclusion. We should, given that you claim soundly can see curve, see that curve everywhere, always. Not under certain conditions, not from just one man, but always from every single vantage point. If it's curved, it's curved. The problem being is you've got to get very specific about the circumstances and location and the person, it would seem, in order to achieve curve that, according to you, Dawn, we can't see.
That's a lie. Research narcissism.
That's called an ad hominem attack. So you've paused. I'm sure you'll interrupt me while I correct you. You haven't addressed my argument regarding the contradiction. You have merely attacked me, personally, which isn't an address to the argument and the contradiction containing you explaining that we can't see curve and then simultaneously explaining that one man and one location during one set of circumstances has photographed that very curve you say we can't see. Like he's gone.
About time. Every time
Anybody
you get
watching the
close.
drama unfold on the non sequitur show?
Say again, Anon?
Anybody watching the drama unfold on the non sequitur show?
Yeah, we chatted about it at the beginning of technically now yesterday's show, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. Russian vids just put up a video of Kyle and one of the other guys just fighting. It's really amusing.
Yeah, I agree. It was entertaining, very off topic, but yeah, I'm happy to discuss it again if you want to. Obviously, you do. Anon.
No, not really. I just want to point it out so somebody might want to watch it later on, just for some lulz.
Yeah, check it out, Russian Vids channel. I did actually drop him on my line. I was like, if you're around and you want to discuss this non-sex stuff, it'd be great to have you on. So I did send him an invite. He's probably not even at our bed yet, so I doubt he'll join, but you never know.
Someone needs to replace the debates that they had on there. Nathan, think you could be a mod like that?
I've done it a few times. I've said this to you when you suggested it a few days back. I said, yeah, if somebody wants to debate someone else, I'm more than happy to play moderator and not play the protagonist, i.e. the person doing the debating. More than happy to moderate 2 other people, like I did with Paula and that guy J Media, whatever it was called. You know, fishing for seaweed. I just sat back and moderated. I've got no issue with that.
You think you could contain your rage?
My rage is as the protagonist, though, isn't it? Not the moderator.
Okay, fair enough. So, so you're willing to host more debates, or like have a similar kind of way they used to do it?
I didn't watch the Non-Sequitur show. I've only got a vague idea from what you guys have presented. But if there is a specific circumstance where someone wants to debate someone 1-to-1, like Paula did, then I will do it and moderate without interjecting or siding with the flat earther. I'll just moderate. I'm more than happy to do that.
Okay.
Drop me a line. There you go. I'll do a call to action. If you have somebody that you want to debate on globe side or flat earth side, or concave for that matter, feel free to drop me a line, nathanoakley1980@aol.com, and I'll set something up between the two of you and moderate. I am a good moderator, even if I do say so myself with tongue tied. Yeah, I can be a moderator. Often, obviously, on this show, I am arguing the point from the flat earth side.
That was the best flow of information about Don for a while. I mean, he really incriminated himself.
I'll debate giggles based on sunset perspective.
Yeah, they don't like getting pummeled. I get sick and tired of people claiming I'm muting them, when in reality what's happening is I'm getting rumpused non-stop.
Well, every time you got close, he interrupted because he knew where he would go, and he just can't allow himself to go there. So he interrupts.
Yeah, it's their only
Well,
tactic.
He does totally concede that it's his belief, and that's all. Like he literally will say, "That's just my belief."
Sorry, who's speaking? I need to turn you up.
It was Eli. I was just saying that Don does admit that it's only his belief. Like he's admitted that multiple times.
Okay. Yeah, but he doesn't
That's
like
fine,
it when I point out that he's a fundamentalist. He doesn't like that. He says I'm calling him names.
That's
that
fine for
part
Don
is
to
true.
say.
There's something about they don't like. I mean, I wouldn't like to be called a fundamentalist either, but he does concede that it's the belief. It's that when it gets into it's a fundamentalist belief and all this, that's when it's like you see all the resistance. Like I'm having the same type of resistance in another chat myself.
Fundamentalism, strict adherence to the basic principles of any subject or discipline. Strict adherence to Earth curve under all circumstances. That would be fundamentalism. Don't have to like it, fundies.
Amen.
Oh, Ranty?
Yes.
Do you watch Validation Boy?
No.
Ah, damn, second time. Validation Boy made a video and I do subscribe to him. Shout out to Validation Boy. Don't be a prick about Patricia. She's already gone. Don't, you know. Anyway, he had a go at you for nicking his terms.
Terms?
Yeah. I mean, when he was saying it, I was laughing my head off with my wife because I was like, notice how he doesn't mention me because I credit him, right? But you don't credit him, but you don't watch him.
I don't even know who he is.
Validation? Yeah, you do. Come on, you know how Validation Boy is.
Well, why? What terms have I nicked off him anyway?
That bit I don't know. I wasn't paying that close attention, but I know he's having a go at you for nicking his terms and not crediting him.
Oh, right, okay, well,
there was something else as well. Oh, you had a go at someone else for not having... Oh, yeah, because you had a go at Pete Shea, it was perceived by Validation Boy that you were having a go at Pete Shea on account of the fact that he didn't have many subs and therefore his opinion wasn't valid, when in reality you're having a go at him for calling somebody a tranny when they're not.
Yeah, exactly. And I said at the end of the day, he's always showing up in he gets spoken about a lot. A lot of people know who Pete J is, but whenever he goes live, he only has 5 people watching. It's like nobody cares about the shit he talks, and he's always there saying the same stuff, tranny this, tranny that, and it's depressing to see it because, these narratives tend to set, there's been ladies on my channel who I've interviewed, and Pete's immediately saying that's definitely a tranny. Just look at her. Yeah, tranny. And then the next time she shows up in the side chat talking somewhere, he's on her saying, yeah, you're a tranny. Yeah, you're a tranny. It's like, where's all this come from? A lady's just appeared on my show and you just called her a tranny. He's cancer, But anyway, that's
well, that's interesting. Very interesting on account of the fact that's Validation Boy's point. So Validation Boy is saying, admittedly in regards to Patricia, as opposed to you saying it about Pete, he's saying, you don't represent me. Now, in some respects, I can agree with him entirely. It's like, well, if somebody you perceive is putting out information that you don't agree with and you say they don't represent you, then that's perfectly acceptable to express that view. I have also done the same. And you're saying that about Pete Shea. It just amused me that he was also claiming you'd nicked some of his terminology.
I don't know. I had an email from a globe earther, actually. I'm not going to say who it was because obviously he's not actually said that he doesn't want me to say who he is. But basically he says, thank you for doing that video on Patricia. I watched the entire video. It was heart-wrenching. I wish I could have joined in the live chat. I commented on the video, but I felt a personal thank you was in order. Although we don't agree on the Earth's shape, I completely agree that Patricia was treated poorly. Well done for standing up for her. I will take this as an object lesson for the females on our side of the debate. If you feel any ballers treat the FE ladies poorly because of their gender, let me know. I will address them. So
yeah, he's also got a bit of an issue with people defending women. So he's got this term like the gold-plated vagina. People treating women, like putting women on a pedestal, basically, is what he means. But in other words, you're kind of, although he didn't say this directly, he's hinting at you sort of virtue signalling the gold-plated vagina.
No, I don't give a shit. If people want to attack women, let them do it. I just don't like the trans stuff that are unsubstantiated. I mean, there was no proof whatsoever about Patricia being transgender at all. There was no proof whatsoever of a lady who appeared on my channel having a discussion with me was a transgender. But the narrative is being set by these people, and it's completely wrong. This is bullying of the highest order. You can't say something worse to a lady if you even tried. That's probably the worst thing you could call anybody, And I don't like that. So I'll stick up for ladies in that respect. But if they want to get in on the debate and they want to get stuck in and have an argument with somebody about stuff, fair enough. It's all fair dues and love and war in this argument. There's no place for cowards in this debate. But when it comes to being the transgender and the way that the people seem to latch onto that terminology and then start, saying it over and over and over again, it's disgusting. There's no place for it in flat earth debates. There we go.
Has a channel gone and everything?
That's what, sorry?
Yes.
Yeah, she's removed it completely. She's taken herself off Instagram, taken herself off Facebook.
Wow.
She's basically gone, I'm tired of this, The way she phrased it to me, Ellen, was to say, look, I had a very nice life before Flat Earth, and I've come here with the best of intentions. I'm a good person, and I've just got bullied incessantly and called horrible things non-stop by people on my own side. That was the thing that she was most keen to highlight.
Yes,
that this isn't globeheads that have done it to her. It's people on her own side.
I guess there's a point where there's no return or little of value to carry on. Some of the people involved in conspiracies are pretty weird.
I agree.
The transvestigations. I'm not sure whether that guy, is it Hans? Who does
Yeah,
all the
Conspiracies by
transvestigating?
Hands. Yes, I do know who he is.
Yeah. I always thought that channel was a joke.
In some ways, when I was watching it, I would chuckle along like it was a joke, because you know, the amount. How many times can you hear? I've got cast iron proof for this. Look at the shoulders. Look at the shoulders. That's proof of nothing. But it was quite amusing, and that's how I took it until people of course, as they do, take it seriously.
But, you know, I watched a video of him. I watched 3 videos of him denying volcanoes. They don't exist.
Denying volcanoes, eh?
Yeah. But that it speaks to the society that we live in, where Trump can be who he is, no need for facts, no need for reality, and people just go along anyway. It's quite a dangerous society we live in these
No
days.
need for reality, right? Like globetards. Do you have any scientific evidence for your spinning ball religion, Alan?
You sound quite angry today, John. Which side of the bed did you get out of?
I thought I think I sound great.
Okay.
Just ask a question.
What I need is a ticker counter on the side of the stream. What's my obfuscation? Ding! Claiming somebody's tired. Obfuscation number 1.
And any answer to that question with sugar on top? Over?
What kind of evidence would you accept?
Scientific evidence.
Anything from NASA?
Do they have scientific evidence?
Depends whether you're going to force me down the independent variable.
Independent variable? What's that?
Everything has to have an independent variable, John.
Everything?
What?
How about pineapple upside down cakes?
Sorry?
What's the independent variable for pineapple upside down cake if you're claiming everything must have an independent variable on, as you have?
I would say it was the tin.
Tin causes pineapple upside down cake. Pineapple upside down cake is not a phenomena. It's man-made. Tin definitely doesn't cause it. Not everything needs an independent variable. It's to establish cause, Alan.
You guys. 3 years. No change.
Yeah, no curve.
No change?
No
No,
rotation.
a lot of
no
change.
proof of
Ding!
globe. Yeah.
Obfuscation number 2. Move subject onto the passing of time and how things don't change on the show. Interesting. So, do we know what scientific evidence is now? Or not?
Talking to me?
Yeah. You've been asked for scientific evidence of your spinning ball religion. We've had 2 obfuscations so far, and a question about whether or not we'd accept evidence from NASA, an explanation that if it's scientific evidence, we would. Then we had an assertion from you that everything needs an independent variable. We've just done away with that nonsense. So we're now back to the original question. While it gets talked over, because I'm bringing things back on track, of course, it's time for obfuscation number 3. Talk over Nathan while he brings things back on track. Mute button, eh, Alan? Yes, I'll bring things back on track, hopefully without any interruption from you. Yes, so you've been asked for your scientific evidence, possibly from NASA, for your spinning ball religion.
Stop picking on me.
Was that obfuscation number 3? Ding, 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 ding. Claim victimhood. Claim he's being pigeonholed. Rather than answering the question. Ding, ding, ding. Obfuscation number 3. I think I will get a ticker.
Actually, that's 4, Nathan. It's 4.
You can believe what you wish. You can believe what you wish. I'm fine with that.
We're not. It's not about our beliefs. Reversal of burden. Not our beliefs in question. Your belief. Fundamentalist belief in a spinning ball flying through a vacuum.
You don't know what I believe, though.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, we do. We know you're a globehead. We know you, Alan. Do you think this is the first time on the show? You've been coming here for about a year.
I don't believe in anything, including the last statement.
Oh, the slick James Johnson defense.
Ding, 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 ding.
The Alan B experience.
Who's slick?
Wow. I've been gone for a while, huh?
Who's Slick James?
No, that's another.
No one of
Ding, 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 ding,
consequence.
ding.
Just keeps adding up. Get the ticker.
How many are we collecting? What do I get? Do I win a tea towel at the end? a cup, a mug.
Yeah. Even if
You
we
want
had
a
a prize, you
Nope.
wouldn't believe it.
Nope.
You
nope.
in a toy
Once you-
globe.
Nope. Hold on. Once you reach 10, you get a free lobotomy.
What? Out of interest, John, what do you get out of this?
Ding, 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 ding.
Another one.
Well, seems a fair question.
Same thing you get out of it.
I like to come and chat with people with different beliefs.
There
But
you
you
go.
don't believe in beliefs.
I know.
So then what are you talking about?
I'm interested in what you believe and why.
But no, you said there are no beliefs. It doesn't exist. What are you talking about nothing then?
I'm interested in what you believe.
You can't use that word. It's a violation of logic.
No, it isn't.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you have any beliefs?
Yes.
Well, you just violated what you said earlier then.
No, I didn't. That was a joke. Jesus.
Oh, I see. So when you get caught, it's always
take
a
the
joke.
stick out.
Hang on.
Because, 10th man, no beliefs is indeed a belief system.
Of course.
Tell that to Slick.
Thank you for
Who's
thank you for
Slick?
saying you're not joking now. I didn't know you were joking.
Who's Slick?
He's a guy that constantly insisted upon not having beliefs, but only experience, that he doesn't draw any conclusions from.
Ah, okay. I must have
Excuse
missed
me. Excuse me. I think we've forgotten what the question was. Please post one shred of scientific evidence for your spinning ball religion.
Why is it a religion? Why do you refer to it as a religion?
Ding, ding, ding.
Can I answer that question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because it's actually worse than a religion. It's almost like a cult. Because just like Scientology, because if you go against it, you get shunned by society. And you're pushed away, and you're called crazy, and you literally lose family members. Only other things that do that are Scientology and Mormonism and those other weird things. So it's the same thing, except it just happens to encompass overwhelming majority of the people, over 99% of the people. So just because 99% of the people are in a cult doesn't make it less of a cult.
So why would you choose that path?
I didn't
Excuse
choose that
me.
path. I was
Excuse
brainwashed.
me. Excuse me. I have an interruption.
Hi, John.
Can you please post one shred of scientific evidence for your spinning ball religion with sugar on top? Over.
Shreddy balls.
You're talking with Alan B, John. You may not know him personally, but I'm pretty sure doing that is a complete waste of time. You'll spend hours red herring it.
Yeah, that's all he can do, because there isn't any scientific evidence for his spinning ball religion. It's just his fundamentalist religious belief in something he cannot prove and can only obfuscate, laugh at when this point is made, the conclusion of his obfuscation. Clearly, this needs obfuscating because he's talking. Clearly, you have no scientific evidence of your spinning ball religion, Alan. Clearly, that's the conclusion here.
I love the psychological reversing of calling people fundamentalists when you believe the world is flat and you live
Not a
under
belief.
dome.
Not a belief.
Ding, 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 ding.
The problem is, Alan, is that you believe you live on a spinning ball with no empirical evidence to show that.
What difference does it make? Chucky, at the end of the day...
That equals a religion. Belief without evidence.
What difference
Excuse
does it make?
me. Excuse me.
Hi,
Are you
John.
quoting Hillary Clinton?
Excuse me. Thank you. Belief without evidence is a religion.
Sorry, John, you broke up.
Belief without
In
evidence.
context, it was kind of a quote of Hillary Clinton. Like at this point, what
Belief
difference
without-
does it make
excuse
when
me.
it makes a lot of difference? It's
Pardon me. Is your name John? Belief without evidence is religion.
Any evidence of God?
No. Earth Curb. We're talking about your religion.
Ding, 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 ding.
The bell's ringing. What have I won? Where's my tea towel?
It's what's my obfuscation. They're just ringing the bell every time they hear one.
Oh, come on, relax.
Me, I'm sat in a really comfy position.
We are relaxed.
Totally
Alan.
relaxed.
We are all very relaxed, buddy.
Ding, 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 ding.
Alan, if you want your tea towel, go to the nearest bathhouse and you'll get a tea towel slapped to your ass.
Is that what you think about, Owen?
I think you probably wouldn't mind.
It's time for John to ask the question he asked 15 minutes ago.
Do you have any scientific evidence for your spinning ball religion? Over.
What evidence would you accept?
Scientific.
Scientific evidence
anything
for
from
the
NASA?
second time.
Himurari? Accept that?
Cool.
It uses the
Hold
blue
on,
marble
hold on.
data set.
We're getting somewhere. He said he's got some scientific evidence. Himurari.
What would you accept?
Excellent.
I don't believe you'd accept anything that I present.
No scientific evidence. That's it.
He said he's got a claim of. He's claimed he's got something. Himurari. Tell us all about it.
You know all about it. You just deny it.
No, what?
We know that the data is being placed on top of the blue marble data set.
Anon.
It's not a real photo.
Anon. It's not your claim. Tell us what the Himurari is and how it is scientific evidence of your spinning ball religion, please.
Spinning ball religion.
I like Sky Vacuum better.
Sky Vacuum. Where does all this end? Are we just wasting our time? Do you think?
When you answer it, that's when it ends.
But even if you don't accept the answer, what's the point?
We don't know what the answer is yet. We've asked for scientific evidence. You've said one word, Himawari.
Yeah, but I can guess what the reply will be. So
But you can't. How would you even know if you would accept it if you never got an answer?
Divining complete strangers' thoughts. Ding, ding, ding.
Divining strangers' thoughts, right, yeah. You don't know that, Alan. Let's have a little go. Obviously, this is something that you hold as scientific evidence of your spinning ball religion, so we'd love to know. We want converting back to the ball.
Why do you need converting?
Oh, because we've left that religion when we realised it was just a religion.
Yeah, Alan, maybe we missed something. Maybe there's something that you're going to say right now that's going to have all of us thinking we're wrong. So,
as I stated before, you're quite free to believe anything you wish.
yeah, but if you have some type of facts or something that could back up your claim, and then, you know, we're intellectually honest here. So if you have actual facts and empirical data, then we will consider that.
It's
I like
funny,
how that's funny to you.
Alan, it's funny that this isn't called the What You Believe debate channel. It's called the Flat Earth debate channel.
I know I've missed it in a way, but in many ways it's not changed at all.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, that's right. We still don't allow you to waste
Hold
our
on.
time.
Okay,
Right.
John breathing in. Go ahead, John.
Excuse me, but the truth never changes. Surprise. So, back to the question. Do you have any scientific evidence for your spinning ball religion? Please with sugar on top.
Well,
And a cherry tomato.
Well, the cherry tomato would be floating halfway down, surely.
You gave him that on a plate chocolate.
It's suspended.
You gave him that on a plate chocolate. So, yeah. I appreciate that's amusing, that side note on a different subject about relative density. But the question specifically, John, I'll just ask John something. Bear with me, Alan. Is it okay if I ask him a slightly different question?
Of course.
Thank you. So, given that we are the ones considered to have this crazy fundamentalist belief, why would it be the case that you, the one who obviously believes that you're in the right, without a fundamentalist belief, cannot provide any validity to your fundamentalist religious belief in a spinning ball religion?
I believe that all evidence presented to you will be denied, ignored, and scoffed at.
Okay.
So therefore, I believe it would be a waste of time.
Okay. Well, given that you've said the word believe twice in that statement, I'm more than happy to say that I'm not too concerned with your beliefs. I thought that was the point being made here. Your fundamentalist religious belief in a sphere, and now we've got your beliefs in what we believe about your religious belief in a sphere. Not interested. Just want the actual evidence that you hold as proof of a sphere. Scientific being the standard.
Why do you think they'd lie?
Ding, 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 ding. Again, little lie.
Ding, 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 ding. Appeal to motivation. Intent
seriously.
fallacy.
Can we talk about that?
Seriously, red herring. Always. I
seriously.
told you guys, it's a waste of time.
Owen, can we talk?
Either you have tea and crumpets and a bunch of talk,
okay, fine.
or you have a discussion. You're not going to have it with Alan B.
Let's talk about that.
To satisfy Arwin, is there anybody in the Discord server that wants to actually present any evidence whatsoever of anything we cover in the housekeeping?
Come off mute and share your pain.
Share your pain?
Come
You're not
on,
Spurs. I'm not here to give you therapy.
John's not here now.
No, let's just get that clear. I just don't want that to be confused because John said it. Right, I'm not here to give you therapy. I'm here to take a dump on your religion. But nonetheless, if someone believes they've got some evidence of their spinning ball religion, I would like to hear it because Alan will just obfuscate, as Arwin's pointed out.
No, I'm genuinely interested why you believe people would lie, what the end game is. So
no idea what their motivation is. I just know that they are lying because there is no curve.
What do you think, John?
Appeal to motive intent fallacy. Ding, 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 ding.
Come on, answer.
Who cares? We don't know the motivation. We just know they're lying.
Have a civil conversation.
I've answered you. We can't appeal to their motive. I know you like to divine what you believe we think. We aren't insane and don't divine the thoughts of people we don't know. That's insanity. So to answer your question, I can't divine the motivation of somebody who I don't know if they are the perpetrator of the lie. I don't know who's made the lie. I just know where it's originated and that it's a lie. That's all I know. And I can highlight that it's a lie. That's it. The motivation's irrelevant to me.
Okay, so what you're actually saying is, you have no evidence of a flat Earth, but everything that I believe...
No, that's not what I said. Those words did not cross my lips. This will now be a misrepresentation, as I have not said that. No. Incorrect. Do you want to start again?
You have no evidence of flat Earth, but...
Incorrect. Also wrong. Flashes up on screen periodically throughout the entire show as the show progresses. Next one on screen, I'll point it out to you, Alan.
Where's your evidence?
He didn't use the word flat Earth in his entire sentence. Alan.
It'll appear on screen momentarily. There's a roll continually for this very purpose. When somebody like yourself comes on and says, there's no evidence that the Earth is obviously and observably flat, and then we point out one of the slides of, say, Barrow-in-Furness at 18 miles, and we just see the buildings, concrete noun, no explanation needed, flat plane, obviously and observably flat, but we get told phenomena, buildings being loomed. It's actually not really there. We get told a whole load of nonsense. We, on the other hand, the flat earthers, give zero explanation. No explanation required. When we see that the Earth is obviously and observably flat, we just see something far away. No explanation needed. Why would we need to give one? Well, because nothing's happening. There's no phenomena. But we get told there's phenomena looming. Right, Alan? Do you not remember any of these conversations? Short-term memory, getting a bit old.
Well, I am old, yes, that is a fact.
Yeah, well, we've had these conversations with you on the panel, Alan. Maybe go back and have a listen to the summer conversations you were involved in.
It's just an unusual structure for you to hold, that you don't know why they're doing it, who it is.
Right, back to this. So, just moving past the fact that we do have evidence that the Earth is obviously and observably flat, which is moving back to motivation, which we've already covered. Dancing around a little bit, Alan.
I'm just interested in that.
I've already told you this, so okay, I'll repeat myself. I can't divine the motivation of a person who I do not know.
But you've come to the conclusion that that's true.
Based on a discovery of the lie. The Earth is obviously... Oh, well, what do we know? Barrow-in-Furness on screen. Obviously and observably flat, 18 miles. There you go. Proof.
1 foot elevation.
If you walk into a room and there's a dead woman on the floor, and you say, oh, look, there's a dead woman on the floor. And you go, what's the motive? Who killed her? Why? Until you figure out who killed her and why, I'm not going to believe there's a dead woman on the ground. That is what that's your logic. We don't know why there's a dead woman on the ground, but she's clearly dead, and she has 2 backstabs.
That's quite possible.
So she's dead. So they kill her. They killed her. We don't know why.
So my question was, given that we are the ones claimed to be fundamentalists, and we do have obvious and observable proof that the Earth is flat, it's literally on screen now, Alan. Why would it be the case that the person without any evidence of their spinning ball space monkey religion would be the one to claim that we're strange and have got weird beliefs, when it's not a belief, it's obviously and observably flat? Absolutely not a belief. 18 miles, that clock. Smaller, because it's far away. Of course, that's claimed to be Earth curve if you use geometric-only perspective hijacking curve calculator maths, like you would, given that you believe you live on a sphere. Me, I don't need to do any of that nonsense. I just look at a clock and say clock. End of explanation, because no explanation needed. Earth is obviously and observably flat. There it is on screen, Alan. So, given that it's obviously and observably flat, and there is no scientific evidence of a ball, why would it be that we were questioned about our motivations when you are the one with a fundamentalist religious belief, Alan?
Well, I do question your motivations. I don't believe that you believe it's flat.
Yeah,
I believe that
sorry.
We don't care.
Sorry,
Your
again.
beliefs
Sorry,
are inferior.
sorry. Alan's divining my motivation again. Psychic Alan. Seems like you have mental issues because you're divining other people's thoughts, Alan. I'm just making my conclusion based on your last statement. It's called a rebuttal. I'd like to give it uninterrupted, please. It seems that you are divining other people's thoughts. I would say that's borderline insanity, Alan. Now, given that you are the one here without any evidence for your fundamentalist religion, and you are the one divining other people's thoughts, I find it very interesting that you would question our motivations, given that you literally seem insane.
I was questioning your motivations.
No, you divined them. You divined my motivations as not believing the Earth is flat, claiming that I have a belief and that I believe the Earth is flat, but that's actually incorrect. You made quite a few assumptions about my beliefs and thoughts. You divined my thoughts, Psychic Alan. So either you're insane, or you're a fundy, or both.
No, I think there's more to it. I think that he's actually trying to basically say, like, yeah, you're lying, and I'm trying to figure out very calmly in your face how you're lying. That's the act he's trying to put up.
I don't believe you believe the Earth is flat. He divined my beliefs. That's insanity. You claim to be psychic, Mystic Alan.
What he's saying is he doesn't believe that you
I'm very quiet,
genuine.
Alan, but of course this is the opportunity rather than the tension building that Arwin should answer for him.
Nothing changes, Nathan.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm still waiting for John's question to be answered. Alan.
The thing is, 10th man, you don't decide anything.
Ding, 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 ding. There's another one. There's another one, Alan. You know what's so amazing, Alan? You sound just like Dawn, who called Nathan a narcissist. You can't handle the truth, so you got to say he's doing this all for money and only for money, and he really doesn't.
There's so much money in this, bro. You have no idea. You have Lambos.
Oh my gosh.
I hear all the flat Earth channels just get Lambos left and right.
Yeah, they can't prove the globe, so it's all for money.
Who said it? Who said it was money? Attention, ego, fame.
Ding 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 ding.
Just for clarity, given that
nice now because this
red carpets.
Hold on. Just for clarity, given that there is an argument going on about money between non-sec hosts, yeah, I do actually do this for a living, and I do want you to smash the super chat just to make that clear.
Yeah, smash the super chat. Nathan needs some new shoes.
Indeed,
Thank
indeed,
you for
I do,
helping
Alan.
us make money.
He's got 2 children to bring up, so hit that cash.
I've never denied it, but I'm using it as a segue into whether or not you'd heard about the non sequitur, because Moto brought it up, and you said you weren't really in the loop with this stuff. It's relatively recent.
Shout out to Kyle.
No, not aware of that or Slick or.
I have a topic.
Shout out
concerning.
Retracted.
I have a topic concerning the non-sec.
Go on.
There seems to be a professor at the University of Tampa named Stephanie Thomason. I had just emailed her and cordially invited her to the Flat Earth debate over her 3 comments she made yesterday. And I quote, "I just don't even get the logic behind the Earth is flat," number 1. Number 2, they think actually the whole world is under a conspiracy. It's just crazy. Number 3, all the stuff we have that's evidence of a globe, it's insane. So I took the liberty of emailing her and cordially inviting her to the Flat Earth debate to show us this evidence and how we're insane, and for her to post the syllogism for the logic behind the Earth is flat and how it's invalid. Thank you.
What was the name?
Her name is Professor Stephanie Thomason from the University of Tampa.
Really good.
Not coming here.
Well, Professor, we'll be waiting patiently for you.
No, she sounds a lot more, what's the word? Self-assured than maybe Alan. And being a professor declaring that there's so much evidence for a globe, then great. Maybe she's just what we're looking for.
She's clearly a newbie, so she doesn't know yet what she's getting herself into.
Professor, declaring that the Earth is obviously a globe. She's well and truly up for it by the sounds of things.
That's what they all say when they are not informed yet.
Wow.
Alan, I'm still waiting. Ding, 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 ding.
10th man, you don't decide. Anyway, guys, I've got to go.
Oh, I'm glad you decided.
Hold on. Hold on. I want to hear his sharp exit.
Sharp exit, not sharp exit.
Oh, really?
I can see Daryl coming for the Bowls Club, so I'll see you on September the 12th when I return.
Thank you very much for joining, Alan. It has been a pleasure. I do mean that sincerely.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Later, Robert.
See you later, Alan.
Alida.
Hey, Nathan, can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
So, you know, the images you have running, like right now, I've seen that image probably, I don't know, God knows how many times. And I really wasn't quite sure what it was. And I'm a regular at the show. I watch this all the time. So for new people, they're not going to know what the hell this is. It'd be nice. I just found out today, just right now, when you explained what it was 18 miles away. It'd be nice if with text, it's written, this building 18 miles away.
No. Oh, no. Yeah, if you're a regular watcher of the show, you definitely know what this image is. And I'm very grateful you've just said that, Anon, because that's the point. So some dick like Alan comes on and says, you don't have any proof of a flat earth. And because you're so accustomed to seeing the same pictures going past over and over, you ignore them. And then I press pause within 30 seconds of that statement being made. And what have we got? 1 foot off the ground, barrow in finesse, 18 miles. And is the clock the same size as the boat? No, it's much bigger. But it's perspective that's made it the same size as the boat there. But according to them, if the bottom was obscured, it would be Earth curve. Well, no, this is a perfect image of a flat plane. No distortion.
I agree.
No imperfections. Just 18 miles of the Earth being obviously and observably flat. And it does occasionally come up normally when a fundy comes on. Now, there's a few people out there that have fell victim to this. Not always this picture. There's various pictures. This is the Isle of Man and a few others and various other bits that I use as examples. You know, graphical depictions of perspective, hijacking images of globes with little mountains going over them. Again, very useful in example when that comes up. I just have to wait for the right moment and press pause. And then I can go, there you go. That's an example of a perspective hijacking, proof of nothing, orthographic view. The mountains are all the same size, right? Well, no. As you're looking at those mountains going further and further away, they get smaller and smaller. But in this depiction, they're all the same size. That's how the maths works, to hijack perspective. But if I put that label or that description underneath it as it flashes by, we'll never get a globe head on, because they're already terrified. You know, you can't let them know all of the traps that lay in the show, and that's one of them. Hope that's a good enough explanation, Anon.
I hear you. That makes sense.
Thanks to Ranty for the imagery. This is one of Ranty's. He's kept very quiet while we've been discussing it, I noticed. So modest.
I can't see the photo. Is it the 1 foot elevation to the beach in Barrow-in-Furness?
It's not actually. It might have been taken from that reel, but it's just a screenshot of a boat between Barrow-in-Furness with a perfectly clear view. I couldn't tell you the exact elevation of this particular shot. I think it was 1 foot, but Ranty's not come off mute to confirm any of this. So every image that he's taken of Barrow-in-Furness when he's got it clearly is an absolute slam dunk anyway, so it wouldn't really matter which one it was. It doesn't make that much difference. But the 1 foot one obviously is the best one. The one that's 1 inch is actually my favourite with the ducks. That's my favourite, but it's not quite so clear. That's one of your it's going to make its way into the flat earth proofs that you occasionally use in example. Check out the info box if you want to know what we're talking about. That was to you, John.
You want me to check out the info box?
No, I'm saying that the 1 foot elevation observation from where it takes it from Blackpool to Barrow-in-Furness is the one that you use, the 1 foot one. And I was just saying the link to the flat earth proofs is in the info box, but that's going to make its way in, is it not?
I don't know if it's going to make it into the 5 I have now. I think it stands on its own. It doesn't need any explanation.
I'd agree. That's one of the reasons it rolls by.
Has Professor Stephanie shown up yet?
Not that I can see. No, I'll just scroll my way through the Discord just in case.
I made sure. I'm sorry. Was it time for Vanilla to step on me?
Yeah, I got to do it at least once a show, brother. You know.
I made sure in my email message to direct her directly towards the show and towards the link in the description of every live show held daily. So we're waiting for you, love.
Hey, John, I got a question. Ballbusters. Topic.
We're holding back on that for now.
That's what I said.
Okay. Sneaky,
ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Tough guy.
And with that, I'll say if you're watching this on the Nathan Oakley 1980 premiering stream, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. However, if you're watching this live on Nathan Oakley, unfortunately, this is where we bid you farewell. Massive thanks to all of you who liked, commented, shared, subscribed, and all that good stuff. And also, of course, a massive thank you to all of today's debating panel, including Alan. Excellent return for making this debate possible. As I say, stay tuned if you're watching on Nathan Oakley 1980. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Da-da-dun, da-da-dun.
Well, it's 2 in a row. With are you someone on, or is everybody gone?
Again?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, that was 2 in a row. If you picked up on what they were doing with the show and Nathan, when they run out of any substance, they say it's all for naught. Nathan's just playing a role. It's just for the super chats. It's amazing how they have this forum, and all they have to do is provide the proof that John is asking for.
Never going to happen.
What was this? What was the meaning of that picture of the clock tower and the boat? I got in late. I missed all the action.
Barrow in finesse observation, 18 miles from about a foot off the ground. There's several that Ranty's done right down to an inch, where you can see 18 miles away.
So the boat. How far is the boat hull? Let me see.
Why?
Sorry, how far?
Why?
You're saying 5?
No. Why? Why are you asking?
Oh, because if you're one foot off the ground and you're seeing all of the boat on the ground, that would be interesting if you could see all of it from 1 foot off the ground.
What about the
Looks
sun,
like
Zanick?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. What do you mean we should see all of it from 1 foot off the ground? It's in water. What are you talking about?
You should see all the boat that is floating on the water from 5 miles away, from 1 foot away. You should not see all of it. Should be hidden. Some should be hidden.
I just said it's in the water.
True.
I think he just
But you
said
see
1
that
foot
nub
away.
in the front of the boat?
Sorry, say again, Zanick.
I just caught the last moment of the show and saw that picture. I've seen that picture before. I didn't know what the setup of that picture was. The boat was 100 feet away, or a mile away, or 2 miles away, and the clock tower is obviously looking like it's very far away. You're saying 18 miles away.
Oh, right. The
Speaking of
buildings
expecting
behind the
to,
boat. Sure, I see what you're asking. Oh,
So
sorry.
what was the? You said something was the same size as the clock itself, the dial on the tower. I just missed it all. Just can you repeat what you said?
Yeah, so the buildings behind the boat in this image that's on screen now are 18 miles away from the observer.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the boat's not sat on some bulge with it obscuring the buildings behind it. It's just all on a level plane. They're all on the same level, other than the buildings being smaller, obviously, for them being further away.
Right.
Well, what more do you want me to say? It's flat. They're all on the same plane. Nothing's dropping. 18 miles, just flat. What more do you want me to say?
Tell them how high the
Isn't
camera
the
was.
position of that. Do we know how tall the building is?
No, but we've gone through it. If you want to check out, I'll tell you what. This was discussed.
I'm sharing my screen. Can you show mine?
It's flashing up still. So, what's the show called? Dean's Fundamentalist Belief or something like that. Flat Earth Toe Tag. There's only about 10 if you want to go to the playlist on, I think it's Nathan Oakley channel. But Dean models out the observation.
Yeah, I don't want to rehash.
Yeah,
it,
well,
because
he
you
can
guys
look
have
at
already done that late.
this one on screen right now. It shows a 1 foot elevation, 18 miles away to the beach.
Yeah, beach to beach observations, Zanick. That's flat Earth proof.
Yeah, I get it. Where's the screen share, John?
He's in Discord, so
I'm on the
I don't know if you
Discord
can
now.
maybe post the image in Discord, if that's possible.
Yes,
I'm on
it is
Discord now. I
possible.
don't see it there.
Yes, I can do it.
It's on live stream chat.
For the live stream.
1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I'll post the.
So, while John's doing that,
live stream.
Zanick, we require no explanation for this. Just a building there and a boat there. No explanation required. However, according to your reification fallacy model, the buildings shouldn't be seen. They shouldn't be there. So apparently they're hologrammatic projections of buildings from beyond Earth curve that we're not observing because there's a boat between us and the buildings on the same plane. So yeah, it's flat.
So I put it in live stream chat. And there's the same picture.
Maybe people will be paying a little bit more attention to the things that go by on screen from now on. Who knows?
No, I told you I just joined in, but this picture has a lot of looks like a lot of miraging going down at the bottom. But okay, I can't even see where the clock tower is on this. I gotta go back to your video and actually get through it. I apologize for that.
I wouldn't
Speaking
embarrass
of
yourself.
miraging at the bottom, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
So we see
Yeah, we
miraging.
heard or no?
There is no miraging at the bottom of the picture that's on screen right now.
Guys, I really wouldn't embarrass yourself with this if I were you. I mean, you can dig into it if you want to. Obviously and observably flat. We say it for a reason.
Hey, Zanick, you there? I got a question for you.
But hold on a second before your question, Vanilla. There is this outstanding question from yesterday. I want to see if he's got the evidence for it. Zanick's claim is gravity is not a force, but it causes a force. He was asked for a citation and supported that citation. Does he have it now?
That was my question, John.
I need another day, but to get the right one. But this I have one that's from a master's in physics. I have a master's in physics quote. If you want to use that, is that good enough for you, or you want to have someone that's actually noteworthy or known in the scientific community?
I can't hear you. You're sounding very muffled. Can anyone translate that for me?
Mumble, mumble, mumble. I've got something that's not very good. Mumble, mumble. I've probably shown it to you already. Mumble, mumble. That's what I got.
Would a master of physics suffice, or do you need to have someone who's noteworthy and known in the scientific community?
It depends on what your citation reference is. So go ahead and post it. We'll evaluate that.
Who's it from? Just out of interest.
In the meantime, the picture you sent is not the picture of the boat in the clock tower, so I'm just kind of confused.
Yes, I know. This is the picture that I got. Branty sent it to me. It is from 18 miles, 1 foot elevation, and it's shore to shore. So you're right. It's not the boat one. I wasn't privy to that one since I'm on Skype. I didn't know which one he was talking about, so I posted this one.
Same exact as observation. That boat is just in a different part of the frame. So you're seeing the far left of frame. It's a video that's had stills pulled out of it. Far right of frame is the clock tower, and the boat might not necessarily be in this particular video, but it's the exact same observation. He's done it quite a few times.
Can you give me your video? The video number. I'll go watch it later. What's your video number on that one for you, Nathan? The
Why?
Clock tower video.
Why?
I'm gonna go watch it again.
Well, I think he said Dean's fundamentalist belief in the toe tag collection.
Right.
You want to see? You want to see proof? So do I. I want to see evidence, right?
Hold on a second.
That's what I'm trying to get to. That's where I was going. Evidence of what? It's just a building.
You have a building in the distance that looks like it might have been shorter. Bottom could be missing. The boat is completely in view. I just want to know what the relation
No,
between the boat and the clock tower is.
Zanick, no. You're seeing shore to shore, 18 miles. There's just buildings there. So what is it that you're trying to investigate exactly? I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to figure out.
I see tearing of the mountain on the left-hand side. I see miraging in the bottom on the left. I don't see the shore there, so I'm just being skeptical.
Can you bring up the image that you've put in Discord, John? Let's just have a look at what he's looking at.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm going after the video. 1 second. I'm going after the video with Dean's fundamentalist belief. 1 second, please. I'll put that video in live stream.
Yeah, but sure. My concern is what he's trying to figure out. We're just looking at a building and a boat, and I want to know what he's trying to figure out. What's to figure out? It's just a building and a boat.
And what is it supposed to be showing?
Are you deaf? Or what?
You said I didn't hear you the first time.
What did I just say?
You said a building and a boat.
Right, that's what it's showing. Your question to me after I stated what it's showing was what's it showing? Now, either you're deranged or deaf. I've told you what it's showing. I'm asking you what you want to investigate. It's just a building and just a boat.
But you're making a point that you should not be.
Nathan, I posted that picture in Master B if you want.
Well, I got the picture up on screen now. Is that the one you wanted?
Yeah,
Nathan?
perfect. Paul's done it as well, so the audience has got the one specific picture we're talking about. Hopefully Ranty will pipe up at some point, because he'll give us a bit more data on this specific picture. I just want to know what you want to figure out.
Oh, thanks for the video there. Okay. And how far into the video is that picture?
Oh my.
Just watch it. Just answer my question first, though, Zanick. What are you trying to figure out? Given that it's just a building and just a boat that we just see, what is it that you want to figure out exactly?
I want to figure out what you were using the picture or the example for.
To show that you can see them. I've just said that. It's the third. Are you deaf? We see a boat. We see a building.
A picture so you can see them. That makes no sense.
Say that again.
Hold on a second. Somewhere around the 3123 mark. Sorry for that interruption.
No worries.
3123, right around there.
You got it.
I still haven't got an answer to my question. What are you trying to figure out, Zanick?
I'm trying to figure out why you use that picture as an example and for what.
That the Earth is obviously and observably flat, as demonstrated by the picture. There you go, building 18 miles away. What more do you want? It doesn't require any explanation whatsoever. I'm asking you what you want to investigate. That's the question.
So we don't. So the observer is right on the water, or does it matter to you?
Sorry, you're still not answering my question. What are you trying to investigate? What are you trying to figure out? Now you're just talking over me.
Yeah, it's 1 foot elevation, shore to shore. Don't worry about the buildings. You can see the beach.
I really don't see a beach. I see miraging in the bottom left of that
That's
area.
bottom left. There is no miraging here. The beach is right in front of you. Can't you? Oh, you can't see my mouth. Right where the water. Look at the water where it meets the land. That land part is the beach.
You can literally see the foam of the water where it meets the beach.
Anyway, what is it that you wanted to figure out,
seeing those
Zanick?
buildings at the bottom being miraged, but okay.
All we're doing is detailing what's in a picture. I don't understand it. What is the point of this? That's what I'm trying to establish over and over again, and we just detail bits of the picture over and over again.
Yep, go ahead, Nathan.
That's a great picture.
What are you trying to figure out, Zanick?
Looking at it, looks like the bottom, you know.
The bottom, you know. No, I don't.
I don't see that as being beach on the bottom there, in other words.
Oh, well, then you're blind.
I don't see foaming of water.
Well, then you're blind.
What is it then, Zanick?
Sorry,
what is it?
it doesn't answer my question. It doesn't not being able to see something that's in front of your eyes. That doesn't answer my question. What are you trying to listen again?
Why don't you?
I'm not asking you what you see, am I? I'm not saying what do you see. Listen, I'm not saying what do you see. That's the answer you've given. Wrong answer, because that's not what I asked. What are you trying to figure out?
On this picture, I'm looking at the bottom of the buildings. They look to be miraged, inferior miraged.
Ding, 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 ding.
I see them missing.
So what about it are you trying to figure out? You're describing something. What is it you're figuring out?
I've said it about 16 times. Yeah, you keep going to what you see, Zanick, rather than answering me.
I'm trying to figure out if this picture is showing the entire building and the beach, and I don't believe it is.
Even though it's obviously showing the buildings and the beach. Okay, well then you're blind. We've just established the problem here. No worries.
They look like they've been cut off at the bottom.
No worries. We've established you're blind. No problem. Go away and get your eyes tested. No problem.
Are you looking at the bottom left where there's a black line up and down, and then there's a little bit of the corner of the building that is a mirror of the thing above it? That looks like inferior miraging. Does it not? This blue thing you think is a beach is hidden by this, over in the left, hidden by a part of the building that's been miraged. There's miraging going on there.
Right.
You're getting closer.
Sorry, that's a statement. I don't know how many times I've got to ask the same bloody question. Did you not understand the question, Zanick? Do you think I need you to repeat what you're looking at in a picture 15 times when I ask you what you're trying to figure out? Are you dumb? Don't sigh. Do you want me to repeat the question again, Zanick? Because it seems ever more increasingly obvious that you're stupid, or you don't have any comprehension skills of a simple question being asked of you.
Look,
or he's being dishonest.
No, I'm not being dishonest. I've seen a lot of pictures like this, and a lot of them have a lot of miraging and don't really show reality.
There's no miraging in this picture.
Just back to what he sees again. I'm not arguing about that. Excuse me.
Right, I know you're not. I know you're not, but there is no miraging.
Yeah, I realise that, but I don't want to argue about that. I don't want to continually have him detail what he sees when I ask him what he's trying to figure out. What are you trying to figure out, Zanick?
I'm trying to figure out whether it's flat to those buildings, whether there's no curve to the building. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Whether or not there's any curve. Why would you want to assert your religious fundamentalist belief about Earth curve when we can just see them? What's it got to do with your fundamentalist belief?
Trying to affirm which you were trying to affirm.
What you're saying is you're trying.
I see miraging there. It's not clear enough for me.
You're back to telling me what you see over the top of my rebuttal. You've given me what I want. You want to see if there's any Earth curve there.
Do we have a picture of those buildings that is closer up at the shore there at all?
That's a new question. I'm just trying to clarify what you very tentatively declared. That would be your fundamentalist belief that you're about to insert into this picture. So, are you going to confirm that you're trying to figure out whether or not it comports to your fundamentalist belief? You're going to confirm that? Or are we going to go back to what we see as you interrupt me when I make the conclusion? Because there's a mute button being used by Globeheads at the moment, Zanick. You've got a hold of that mute button too, haven't you? When I make my conclusion, that's not time for you to speak. My conclusion being that what you want to figure out is whether it comports to your fundamentalist belief in Earth curve. That's what you want to figure out, isn't it, Zanick?
No, it's not actually.
That's what you just told us. That's what you just told us. So that's what you just told us. So why did you tell us that you were looking for Earth curve then, Zanick?
I was looking to determine whether it is flat or curved to those.
Yeah, that's what I just said, isn't it? Yeah, you were looking to figure out whether or not it's not obviously and observably flat, but whether or not it comports to your fundamentalist religious belief in Earth curve. That's correct, Zanick. Yes, thank you for confirming what took so very long to drag out of you.
That's not correct. I'm looking to determine whether it is or not.
Whether it is or not what? Your fundy belief in Earth curve, mate. Yeah, we know, Zanick. We've got the confirmation from you. It's okay, son. Sit back down. Take a breath. Yeah, laughing up, Fundy. Yeah, you want to figure out whether or not it comports to your fundamentalist religious belief in Earth curve? Ask Dean.
Let's get a
now,
close-up picture of those
after
buildings.
he's done with this, can we get back to his proof? I didn't want to lose that point.
Hold on a second.
Go ahead, John.
Are we finished with this?
He answered he has a master. So I guess he's saying that whatever he says goes.
No, I didn't. You have to pay attention. I said I have a citation from someone who has a master's in physics. Does that
And
suffice?
the reference, go ahead and post the reference in the live stream, and I'll pull it up for everyone to see. And then you could show us where it states that gravity is not a force, but it causes a force. And then we're going to have to see a demonstration of that supporting citation.
This is excellent. This is really good day. I'm so chuffed.
Aren't you guys excited? We are gonna finally see that evidence of gravity.
Look, I had a couple things come up in my professional life that precluded me from doing all the research I wanted to do last night and this morning. So that's why I missed the show. So I would like to have an extension till tomorrow for the actual.
That's all right. Fine. You okay with that,
That's
John?
fine.
Yeah, no worries.
That's fine. It'll have to be next week because tomorrow there is no show, so it'll have to be Monday or Tuesday.
I'll do it Monday or Tuesday, and I'll do one that I think is the best that I can find from people that are credible and maybe known.
There's no pressure.
Maybe even interview someone that is I can interview live and give you and have them write something for me. But this is just something I
All right, that's fine. That's fine. You're good.
Okay, not my final answer. And Nathan, by the way, I do appreciate that picture, and I think it looks. If that's 18 miles away and there's nothing's hidden at the bottom, that proved to me that it's flat. If there's no miraging or refraction, so just let you know that I like looking at evidence.
Oh, there's loads of it. It runs past on the stream daily. I just don't highlight it like I explained to Anon.
But this one is, in my humble opinion, it's the best of the best. And too bad Ranty's not here, because I do think he has other photos from higher elevation of the same island, and he identifies a rock on that island that you can see not in that picture that I had up. Hold on, wait 1 second. Am I still sharing?
You are, yeah.
Not in that picture, Zanick, but in this one, there is a rock now. I can't see. That's why we need Ranty. But in this picture right here, I'll have to send you this picture. You could clearly see the beach in this one. It's just the right-hand side of the same picture.
Can I get the location of that place? What is it called again?
Barrow in Furness.
Spell that, please.
Yeah, good luck.
I think it's B-A-R-R-O-W.
V-A?
B-A, Barrow. B-A-R-R-O-W.
Borrow. Borrow what? Just borrow.
And then I think
there's the second. I'm sorry. There's the second picture that I was talking about. But go ahead, Nathan.
And then I think it's
the rock on the right-hand side.
I-N-V-E-R-N-E-S-S. I think. I'll look it up. Give me a second. No, I'm wrong. B-A-R-R-O-W hyphen I-N hyphen F-U-R-N-E-S-S.
F-U-R-N-S-S?
Yep.
E-S-S.
Borrow and Fern.
That's the one.
And then we have a picture, the Toronto picture that's pretty famous as well. I think Isaac.
We're seeing that Toronto picture. Do you want me to double click on this and you can talk us? Here, let me open the original. Am I still sharing?
You are, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead, Zanick?
Okay, so I get the quote up there. I put it in the wrong. I pasted it someplace that I shouldn't have. But now it's on the Discord. And then I have your picture that you show of the buildings and something to the right that could be rocks or something. That might be what you're referring to.
Yeah, there's a big boulder on the beach that he shows in another picture. Like I said, if Ranty was here, I'd rather have him explain it because he did the photo or the photos. So we're off of that now. Now we're on the photo that was posted in Discord that you alluded to, it's from Olcott, New York to Toronto, 39 miles of the CN Tower. That's up for everyone to see.
Correct.
Now, did you want to address this?
Well, I didn't post it. I've seen it before. It looks like that tower because I've seen the comparative pictures of the tower. In fact, I'll post it my own picture of that. And it looks like there's a lot of that building that's hidden, and there's no inferior miraging, refraction that you can really detect. It's obvious. So
Do you have a refractometer in your eyes or in the camera?
You can add a refraction value as much as high as you would like, and we can see if that comports with reality here.
A refraction value as high as we like.
Okay.
10%, 15%. I mean, give me a number. What do you think? What do you think has been refracted?
I'm going to do that arbitrarily then. There's how many feet do you say is missing? Hello.
They say 600 feet.
603 feet, right? That's caused by sinking.
It's sinking?
Yes, it's a refractive effect. Have you never heard of sinking?
Yes.
Oh, that's the cause. Sinking. Arbitrarily applied by me.
So 30% has been deflected.
Yeah, due to sinking, a refractive effect.
Okay.
Arbitrarily applied.
It's a fair answer. The question is whether that's...
So, sorry, given that there's the amount that I have arbitrarily applied to sinking, this is a flat earth proof. Refraction's accounting for the sinking. That's a refractive effect, isn't it?
All we would need to do at this point, as we referred to in our last discussions, is we can get that tower, figure out what we're seeing, get an angular size, and see if it actually triangulates out to this observer's position.
Not really. I've just accounted for it with sinking. Did you not hear me give that rebuttal? I arbitrarily...
Zanick, do you understand what's going on?
Guys, hold on. I arbitrarily applied refraction.
That's fine.
Really? Even though I arbitrarily did it without any measurement whatsoever, I just decided that sinking suited my narrative and then applied it arbitrarily. That's okay, is it?
That's fine. I have something I can rebut to that. So here's my point.
You think it's acceptable? I just want to get clarity. Me arbitrarily applying refraction, in this case sinking, you think my arbitrary application of sinking is acceptable and accepted at this stage, correct?
I didn't say that. I said I gave you latitude, and you gave me the maximum latitude, and that's fine. I don't need that.
I didn't mention latitude. I didn't mention any latitude. What are you talking about? I didn't mention latitude once. I said... No,
latitude as far as like slack.
Sorry, I didn't say
cushion,
that. I didn't say that.
Fudge factor.
I didn't say that. I said sinking.
Error.
I said refraction. No, you're denying refraction now.
No, not at all. I guarantee there is refraction.
So problem solved. And it's accepted then. So it's accepted. So is it accepted or not? My arbitrary application of refraction, in this case sinking. Is that accepted or not?
By whom?
You! Moron.
I accept you can... I gave you the latitude.
You gave me... Oh, I see. You gave me the latitude. What you mean is you don't accept it.
I don't need to... it doesn't matter. When I tell you the next statement, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
We come into terms whether or not you accept an arbitrary application of sinking or not. Now, I don't want any latitude. I either want you to...
I accept it from you. I don't accept it as fact.
Oh, really? That's interesting. You don't... Can I get a full explanation? So you don't accept an arbitrary application of refraction, correct?
I do not accept an arbitrary value of refraction, no.
Really?
But I do accept refraction.
Given that's the case, can I ask you a question? Why would you suppose there is an arbitrary application of refraction used in your begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking, curve calculations? Why do you think that arbitrary application of 7/6R terrestrial refraction, why would that be accepted then if you don't accept my arbitrary application of it?
Because they've proved in many cases that to be an average of refraction observations.
That's correct. And in this case, sinking.
Okay. So
yes, we're already in agreement on that regard. I'm asking why, when I apply it arbitrarily, you say it's not acceptable, but when the globe cards... I hadn't quite finished. I know this is the devastating point. It's time for the mute button, isn't it, Zanick? Yeah? When the devastating point comes. Yeah? That time to mute me? That's a question, my friend. Is it time to mute me when the devastating point comes, Zanick? Because that's what you've just done.
No.
Why are you doing it then? Do you think it's interesting that I get accused of muting people when seems when I actually point out what's occurring, I continually get muted? Do you think that's interesting, Zanick? So, for the record...
The point was valid. I was listening.
Yeah. An arbitrary application of refraction is definitely not acceptable, even though it's an arbitrary application of refraction in your globe reification that hijacked perspective. That's the situation. Like always, we're at the position where there's a contradiction. Special pleading is applied for your argument, but not for mine. Isn't that interesting, Zanick?
No, I accepted that and was going to give you an alternative element of evidence, and that would be the height of the tower to the observer and an angle that can be easily measured regardless of refraction. The whole image at 1,800 feet is not refracted, only at the surface area there, not the whole image.
I have another problem. Nathan, am I still sharing?
Yeah, you've been flicking back and forth. It's been brilliant, John.
Yeah, has it? Zanick, can you please look at the live... can he see this?
No, it's not. We're recording, not live streaming.
Oh, bummer.
Okay. So, just out of interest, if we were to show you the same sort of observation, i.e. the Rogers Centre from 6 foot above Lake Ontario at 30.84 miles away, without that obstruction, presumably because there's less sinking on that day, arbitrary application again, of course. How would you explain that?
Very easily. All we have to do is get the angular size of that what's left and see if it actually triangulates out for 39 miles. Very simple.
No, you misunderstood my question. If we had a different example without the obstruction caused by an arbitrary application of sinking in this instance, that you've conceded isn't necessarily a reasonable application, why would we have the same but without any claimed obstruction?
I don't even understand what you're asking in that last question.
Yeah, why would we see it without the obstruction?
Why would we see it without the obstruction?
Yeah, when the sinking isn't happening.
Because there's still some left over that curve that we're supposedly seeing.
Oh, it's back to your fundamentalist religious assertion of Earth curve, eh? Oh, right, I just see the Earth being obviously and observably flat with my eyes. See, I can talk about what I see also, Zanick, and I see it's flat. But you need to massage in your fundy belief again. Oh, that's funny.
I see something hidden, and if it's not refraction, then it's due to curve. That's
all right,
simple.
John's just taking the snipping tool to the demolition of your fundamentalist insertion of an Earth curve belief when you see what could be arbitrarily assigned as sinking. But you've obviously got a fundamentalist religious belief that needs to be asserted, and you need to rumpus the living crap out of me every time I make that conclusion, don't you, Zanick? It's the mute button again, isn't it? An interruption when I'm making the conclusion. You fundies love your mute button, don't you? Zanick.
I'm letting you talk.
Nothing to talk about, Zanick. The Earth is obviously and observably flat. The only thing we have here ever is a religious fundamentalist insertion of a presupposition used by way of reification fallacy.
Okay. So that particular tower, top,
Hold
or
on a
the
second.
angular size of that tower should be
Is it
a
new perspective?
half a
Dogs
degree.
barking. New perspective. Carry on, Zach. Sorry. No, my bad. New perspective, clearly. We need to hear his dog barking. Go ahead, Zanick. Sorry.
Okay. That particular tower from top to bottom should be a half a degree. If we're only seeing a quarter of a degree, it means half is gone. And you already said it could be due to refraction. However, from the horizontal, we should see a quarter. If it's half gone, we should see a quarter of a degree. And I don't, there's no values on this camera. We don't have how it's been set up with level. But
Sorry,
that would be
a
substantial evidence on what, if there is a drop or not. That was due to refraction.
You already had a disclaimer. Sorry, you already had a disclaimer at the beginning. You said that if it's not due to refraction. So, sorry, you said not due to refraction. So, how did you rule that out then, my friend? Obviously, we want to get to validating the claim you've made after you ignore the possible cause of refraction. I would like to know why
I brought that up
I
in the
haven't quite
beginning.
finished. There we go again. Mute button time. I'd like to know why you have not discounted this obvious effect of sinking, a refractive effect. How did you discount it? Let me have all the measurements that you took to make sure it wasn't sinking. Go.
Okay, so what's missing is about half the building.
Not what I asked.
That is going to be...
It's not what I asked. All of the measurements. You said it could be sinking. Well, let's not just rule that out and go straight to your fundy belief, mate. How are you ruling that out?
Okay, could be sinking.
Excuse me, I'm still talking.
But
I'm still talking. I would like all of the measurements taken for you to come to that conclusion that it's not sinking, as you have done. Not just walk straight past it and go to your fundy belief in Earth curve. No. How did you discount that other cause? You're just going to whistle past that, mate, or give me the measurements for all the refractive indexes that you took to ignore that little fact. Yeah? Go. Give me the data.
In nature, we do not see refraction values.
It's not what I asked. It's not what I asked. You disclaimed it could be refraction. Well, no, don't just whistle past it. Show me why it isn't. Give me all the refractive indexes, measurements of the temperature of the water, the air, every foot between you and the observation. I want the data, mate. If you're going to just whistle past this obvious thing you're declaring it could be, yeah? It could be refraction, you say. Well, that could be an explanation that I need you to discount first before we get to your fundy belief, my friend. So give me the measurements that you've taken to discount that.
They're not measurements that I can take. I don't know the day. I don't know the temperature.
Oh, wow. That's not very useful to just rule it out, my friend. Let's not go straight to your fundy belief after you've just ruled this out. Well, why?
Let's go for a walk.
No. Let's go and get the measurements first, my friend, before you start making your fundy belief assertions. Don't just rule this stuff out. You haven't got any measurements to rule it out. Yeah, that's just what fund... I'm still talking, Zanick. Don't mute me, my friend. Don't mute me. That's what fundamentalists do. They whistle past everything that doesn't comport with their belief, and they go straight to their fundamentalist belief. That's what a fundamentalist is. So let's not whistle past the refraction. Let's see you invalidate it with some data. Okay? And until you do, we'll have to just assume you don't know what's causing it, my friend. Yeah? Not just assume you do with your fundy belief and your mute button that you need to use every time this is pointed out to you. The mute button's not going to save you from the fact you've got no data and you've just got your fundamentalist religious assertion and your mute button. Yeah? That's not going to fly here. We need the data, mate.
You need to get the data. I agree. And I'm telling you the two ways we can show this. First, that there's never been a derivation of 30% refraction.
Have you got it?
Number two,
have you got it? I can use a mute button too. I've got a mute button too. I can rumpus the shit out of you too. Have you got that data? I don't want to hear anything else until you've got it. Have you got it already? That was only 10 seconds. Have you got it? Or are you going to whistle past it and go to your fundy belief again?
I don't have the data.
Oh, well then shut up. I'm not interested in this shit. You're telling me that it could be refraction, but you're just going to whistle past it and get us to go to your fundy belief about it? No, mate. I'm not interested in your fundamentalist belief about what it is. Let's get some data first. So sod off and get it, or let's stop talking about your fundy belief in it. Okay, Zanick? Not interested in fundamentalist assertions from a zealot. Only data that you haven't got. Yeah, you laugh it
You're
up,
right. I
Fundy.
agree. I'll come back with data.
Yeah, you do that. Like you've come back with a citation backed with data. What is it, 2 days? What is it you said you'd give me?
Let's say I gave you the citation. It's there. Did you see it or not?
You asked us for a do-over or whatever. You asked us to keep it till Monday.
Yeah, but I gave you something to keep you interested until Monday.
No. We want you to... No. We're not going to research it for you. Obviously, we want you to present... So what you're saying is, here's a reference, go and look it up yourself. No.
No.
Yeah, he posted... Hold on a second. He posted something in Discord. Go ahead and share my screen.
Okay. Fine.
I already did.
Yep, you're on.
So this is Anand Mohan. He's MS Physics. He's an entrepreneur working in the field of education. And you must have sent... Is this a message that you sent him?
Yeah, he sent me a message.
Okay. Originally answered, is gravity a force or an acceleration? Gravity, though thought by many as a force, is not a force in itself, but it is something which induces force on two objects with some mass. What I mean by saying this can be understood with this example. If you push or pull some object, you apply a force on the object, but you are not the force. You are just an agent. Similar is the case with gravity, though there is no problem in the world of physics if instead you consider gravity as a force, as the force, because nobody really cares and it doesn't matter. You're laughing at this? This is a joke.
His last sentence was funny because it just doesn't matter really when you think about it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because he hasn't supported anything here.
He said exactly what I said. Basically.
Said? Do you not understand what support of it? I can declare that you are a chicken and then get John to write down that you're a chicken and publish it. Do you think that means that you're a chicken? You stupid fundamentalist religious zealot. Do you think getting somebody to write something down is actual support of the claim? You stated that gravity, which is not a force, gives rise to a force. And we wanted support of that claim, not a repetition from another fundy.
I didn't write that. He wrote that.
It looks like you were leading him. No one.
I didn't.
Never seen
that was a
like
random quote I just found on his website.
It's on
random
his website.
Go ahead, post his. Let me get back on Monday.
Hold on. Go ahead and post his website.
Let me give it. I did not talk to him about this. This is from him. His works, his writings.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead, post his website.
It was written November 15th, 2015. So you're not, are you doubting that I'm lying? Did I edit that for you?
No. I'm just saying post the website. You're correct. That's fine.
Okay. I told you I would. This was just a teaser. We'll get you on Monday. Something that's better that I had more time to prepare.
Fine, I'll calm down. I'm sorry, Zanick. I jumped all over you. You did disclaim that. My bad.
Okay, now let's go to the next subject. I put those two photos together. I don't know how well you can see these guys, man. So this is your photo that you post, not you, but somebody else posted from Olcott, New York to Toronto at 39 miles. I don't know the elevation of this. Whoever posted this picture, can you get the observer's elevation here? Who took the picture for us? Or is it in here? Let me see. No, it doesn't. So on the bottom picture, as you can see, Zanick, this is the picture of a CN tower. It's 30.84 miles away, right? And we can see down to the shoreline of the CN tower. I don't know how well you can see. You can see it. You could just go ahead and hit the original. It'll pull up.
Yeah, I got the. I contend that there's a lot missing at the bottom, but okay. I mean, definitely you see more for sure.
A
Yeah,
lot missing at the bottom.
We just need that data, don't we?
The black line is not the shore there.
It isn't. That's very interesting. What's the elevation for the top picture? The observer's elevation?
You gotta go back and look at the picture that Isaac posted. Where's that? You see, there's a dome there. There's a stadium. The Ontario. That's Ontario. Is that Ontario? That's Toronto. Is that Toronto? Wherever.
This is
there's
Toronto.
A stadium there. Yeah, there's a stadium there that's round and has an arc to it. You can see that a lot of it's missing at the bottom, and it's not really clear at all anywhere.
Talking about the square, the white square.
The square, yeah.
Left of the tower.
There's a lot of distortion there. I mean, that's a good picture. I can't really. It doesn't look like.
So
the picture
what you're saying
above
is there's a bit of distortion underneath it. Is that, sorry to interrupt. Are you saying because there's a bit of distortion underneath this white, what you call the dome?
There's distortion. There's some.
Oh right. So there's definitely effects that could be accountable for something like sinking then.
Well, that building has an arc on it. I don't know whether it's taken from a different angle that would not show the arc of the roof.
Sorry.
Plus, the
what you're saying is
the entrance the entrance to that stadium is completely missing. And there's
yes,
about.
I heard you claim the first time. So there's a distortion there. Yes. Definitely doesn't like being led. So there's a distortion there. A visual demonstration of maybe refraction, Zanick?
In that case, no, there's something that would be
put the picture back up again if you would,
refraction.
John. Sorry, so you're saying this distortion is not a refraction effect?
Refraction wouldn't affect the top of the building.
We're talking about the bottom. You seem to have now jumped to a different section. How slippery one would be when we come to this obvious visual effect of, what's that word again? Refraction. Something we hear so much about. That would be a obvious effect of that, would it not? Or, oh my bad. Maybe I should just let you get straight to your fundy belief that that's Earth curve. Would that help you out, Zanick?
Does refraction let you see more or less?
So we are talking refraction.
Not Earth
refraction
curve.
In this picture.
Not Earth curve then.
Point.
Yeah, not Earth curve. Just we definitely have something to do with refraction in the picture, do we, Zanick? Or not? That's how it should look with Earth curve.
There's definitely refraction.
Oh right. So you appreciate Zanick? Yes. Just needed that concession, not for you to concede and then immediately get on to your next point, my friend. Yeah. So sinking would be a refractive effect, wouldn't it, Zanick?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, correct. So what do we need to establish whether or not it is or it isn't, Zanick? What do you think we need? Do you think we need an assertion of your fundy belief in Earth curve, or do you think we need that data? What do you think? Do we need a fundy assertion about Earth curve, or do we need some data to decide or figure out, based on data, whether or not it is a refractive effect of sinking? Maybe we should do that before we assert our fundy beliefs.
Hey Nathan, can I make an observation? Maybe
I want Zanick to tell us what we should do, given that they've got a refractive effect and no data. Whether or not we should move on to his fundy belief in Earth curve, or we should gather the data to rule that out, that sinking effect. Waiting, Zanick.
Would the refraction show more of the building or less of the building?
You tell me, what's the data? How much refraction is there? What are the measurements? Give me the information. Have you ruled it out as being looming or sinking? Have you worked out the effect? Or are you just going to whistle past it and assert your religious belief? That's my question.
We need more data.
Not a very useful proof of anything then in that case, because we haven't got enough data on how much refraction we may or may not arbitrarily be applying in our mathematics. Yeah, I'd agree, Zanick. Not really reasonable to arbitrarily apply refraction to make it work with my reification fallacy. We'd need to get more data. We'd need to actually figure out what was going on, wouldn't we, Zanick? So let's not go straight to your fundamentalist religious belief in Earth curve being the cause of anything to do with anything in the distance, and let's go and get a bit more data. Okay, sunshine? Go ahead, Paul.
You can
Sorry,
find
somebody's
someplace
vacuuming in the background, but
30% refraction.
Hold on a second, Zanick. Paul's turn.
Okay, if you go back to Discord, I think Isaac Newton has been posting a couple pictures. I don't know if you saw that. There's one he posted probably about 12:29, and then he posted another one at 12:29. They're both at 12:29. If you look at that picture, the top picture looks like it's kind of, the bottom of the tower is kind of squashed and spread out slightly from the one that's on the second one down. How would you account for that kind of squashing, spreading out effect that you see in those two pictures?
So you said 11. Hold on a second. You said 11:29 or 12:29?
12:29. Yeah.
Okay, I'll pull it up for everyone to see. 1 second. Yeah, everyone's seeing it, Paul.
Okay, so at the top picture, you see it looks. There's one picture of the tower, and then the bottom picture has another picture of the tower. If you compare the two pictures, it looks like the top picture is kind of squashed, and the bottom is kind of spread out.
We're only talking about one picture here, Paul.
Oh, I'm comparing the pictures. I'm sorry, I'm comparing the two pictures because if you look at the two pictures, I can't share them the way I'm looking at them, but it looks like the top picture is kind of squashed out compared to the bottom picture, squashed and spread out.
So you got two pictures here from Isaac Newton. Is he alive again? 11:29 and these were back to back. Okay, let me try this one. Okay, we see this one. I have the first picture up, Paul. What's your point?
Well, if you kind of just compare the pictures, it looks like the tower is kind of squashed, and even though I know the proportion might be off a little bit, but it looks like it's squashed and spread out towards the base, towards the bottom, compared to the other picture. You know what I mean? If you look at the way the buildings are, it just looks like it's squashed and distorted slightly at that top picture, and then the bottom one looks like it's kind of normal, like as if you were close to it. I just wonder what would be accounting for that squashing effect that you see, or that spreading out effect.
Yeah, I got the juxtaposition now. Top
you can
picture.
Explain it better. Go ahead, Zanick. How would you explain that?
I'm sorry, I didn't see there was no posted picture, the second one.
They're both posted at 11:29 from Isaac Newton.
I see the one on, I guess it'd be 11:31 for you guys, and that 600 feet is missing below the building, so that's interesting. And then above that, 29.
11:29 is 12:29. I don't know if you're on Central Time or not, but I'm on Eastern Time. It's 12:29.
29, or we know the minutes we're talking about, last 10 minutes or so. So the one at 29 shows the entire building and the entire stadium.
Yes, and there's a picture 2 or 3 posts above that one.
Right, and so it looks like it's really squashed, and half that tower is missing.
Right, you got it.
But then they also show that stadium in front of it, which is interesting. Right?
Just notice how the towers are. Look, if you look at the buildings and compare the buildings and everything around it, that top picture, that first or that 2 posts above, it looks kind of squashed. It looks kind of
really
almost squashed out. It's compressed or something. Kind of
looks like
compressing effect.
Half the building's missing, but yet the stadium is still there, and those things are really disproportionate in size.
Focus on the tower, not the building. I'm looking at the tower and the buildings around it.
The tower looks like it's been shortened or cut off at the bottom.
Right,
it looks
exactly.
It looks like the whole building's been shortened.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those adjacent buildings, ones next to them, they don't.
Yeah, don't worry about the adjacent buildings. Just look at the tower of those 2 shots. I'm flicking back and forth between them.
Yeah, the middle sections. Well, it shouldn't be a middle section. It should be at the top third.
Well, look at the building to the side. They're all like really narrow and almost the same width as the tower. Yet when you look at the one on the left there of the upper, the shortening picture, that looks really fat and wide. It looks a lot fatter than the tower.
Yep.
So
So
how
which
do you
is
account
right?
for that?
Is the bottom one stretched out or the top one squished down? I mean, I don't know. Some kind of lensing issue there.
The top one squished down because this picture right here of showing the stadium, as you call it, and all the buildings, this is real close to the shore, obviously, right? So this is an actual.
That looks more.
I mean, you're real close here.
Building. I agree with you. I don't know that upper building, the other upper picture does not look right.
Yeah, that upper picture. There's all kind of. As you would call refraction happening. See, what the point is, what Nathan was trying to say is that we're not accounting for any curvature here. This is just a visual thing. That's the point.
You get it. There's a lot of lensing, atmospheric lensing
right.
going on in this picture, correct?
Right. These are visual things. So not curvature. So there's a lot of things happening besides the curvature that have to be accounted for.
No argument
here. You can't just look at this picture from Olcott, New York, Toronto at 39 miles and say, oh, well, the half of these buildings are obscured. The half of the CN Tower is obscured curvature. Can't do that, can you?
Well, you see a lot of distortion for sure, but you also see things that are missing, and those are two different things.
Missing. It's called refraction. It's called sinking. Not curvature, sinking. That's the whole entire point.
Yeah, Tim Osman's got a whole long list of all of the things that could account for the observation you're presenting us with. Things that look like they're cut off at the bottom. And there's a multitude of reasons why that can occur. All of which will be immediately discounted without any investigation or data being presented in favour of your fundamentalist religious belief in Earth curve. Every single time without exception.
And that's why I like using the angles in the very end of everything, because it eliminates refraction.
What do you mean? You think measuring an angle to something eliminates the atmospheric conditions that you haven't taken any account of and haven't measured? Yeah, that would be because you need to. I hadn't quite finished. It's another one of those occasions. I tend to keep quiet for quite long periods, and then when I do talk, you can be damn sure that the mute button will be used on me when I'm talking, right, Zanick? So we'll be in a position where all of the accountable and, in this case, visually obvious effects of refraction will be ignored. You will, however, apply the arbitrary 7/6 of the begging the question R value when applicable, or it doesn't comport to your original reification fallacy. In other words, all effects will be ignored without any data ever in favour of your religious assertion of Earth curve.
And how is he going to calculate this? Are you going to use terrestrial refraction to calculate this refraction?
No, I'm going to use just trigonometry to show angles in size.
Angles in size, but we already seen that things are compressed, right? There's distortion. So how are you going to come out with a accurate angle if there's distortion?
Well, because we know that the distortion is not going to be even from top to bottom of that object. And if we have the top of the object in view, that won't be refracted and distorted
How do
anywhere
you
near.
Whoa, how do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know that? Again, we're back to this where you've got no data, but you know something about it, Zanick. In favour of that information that you've just claimed to know, you will be asserting a religious belief in Earth curve, though, won't you, Zanick?
Because we can measure the air density and properties of air at
we
1,800
can.
feet.
Yeah, we
That's
can.
terrestrial refraction, son.
Yeah, we can, but you
But
don't.
they'll change
You
as you go up,
don't.
as the
Sorry,
as the density.
Zanick, it's another one of those occasions, isn't it? You can, but you don't. You apply an arbitrary 7/6R. You could measure it, but you don't measure it. Instead, applying your fundy belief. That's the point.
You're using terrestrial refraction in your calculations. We want to see all your calculations.
I'm not using terrestrial refraction on my
You'll have to.
Angular size. Just angular size of that
You'll have
building.
to.
from a
Angular
distance.
size
You have
is
a
not
horizontal.
it's going to tell us anything.
Sure, it'll tell you if that building is as high as it should be or lower than it should be.
Hold on. That's visually obvious from what's on screen. So what, you're telling me by quantifying it with a number that's going to tell you the cause of it?
Because the refraction effect will not be the same at the top of the building as it would be on the bottom of the building.
How do you know? You've not got a shred of data, you fucking fundy. How many times have we got to say this to you, fundy? Listen up, fundy. Listen up. Listen up, fundy. Listen up, fundy. It's not mute button time. Yeah, fundy. You don't have any of that data. I keep saying it. You're going to whistle past it in favour of your religious assertion of Earth curve. And when we get there, I guarantee you will be applying an arbitrary 7/6R, also known as terrestrial refraction, to your reification fallacy, even though you've got no data. These are facts. You don't have to like it, fundy.
What would be a good proof to you, since if we accept that refraction will change the position of this relative to our
I don't accept
our
anything.
eyes,
You haven't
legal?
proven it with
How do we
data.
show
You keep
lasers
telling me
do
what
the
I'll
same?
accept. How many times? Are you deaf? Data. Not what I'll accept. Who cares what I'll accept? Who am I? I'm not the arbiter of how much refraction there is in the air. Give us the data before you start discounting it in favour of your fundy belief. Simple.
We use lasers. We use optical measurements. They're all going to
Excellent.
be off due to refraction,
Wicked.
according to you.
Let's have them.
So what?
Let's have them. Let's have them. You presented a Chicago skyline. Show me the fucking lasers we used. Show me it. I don't see no lasers, dipshit.
No, I'm saying lasers would be the.
Oh, what are you going to tell me they could be?
As well.
Excuse me, where are the lasers for this image you've claimed is Earth curve obstruction? We've got a picture from, where is it from?
Olcott, New York. It's Toronto skyline.
Right. You have immediately discounted all actual measurements, haven't you? Now you're telling me about lasers. I don't. Excuse me, Fundy. Don't mute me. Don't mute me, Fundy. Just because I'm taking apart your religious belief doesn't mean you get to mute me. Yeah? I'm saying where are the lasers? Yeah, you don't get to mute me here. Yeah. Where are the lasers that you said were used to measure refractive indexes to discount the super looming non-standard refraction or sinking? Where are the lasers on your picture?
I'm saying, what evidence would you accept if we can't?
That's not what you said. You said you'd use lasers. You liar. You liar. Lying fundy.
Wait a second. What evidence we would accept? This
yes, a string tied to the top of that building?
Wait a second. You are actually saying that with this picture that's on screen right now, that these buildings are blocked due to curvature. So what would we expect? That's a cause and effect relationship. So now we need you to validate it.
Okay.
Using the scientific method. That's how we validate cause and effect relationships.
Correct.
So
what
that's
evidence
what you would need to do. That's what we would
that's
what we would accept.
The cause and effect.
Yeah. That's what we would accept because you're not going to get anything out of angles because of the distortion and refraction. All kind of things happen in these photos. You even agree.
You would if you had a string. Hold on. If you had a string that went from the tower to you, that would be an angle. That could be proving. That could be proving whether it's sinking or not.
Where's that?
Actually,
where's that? Show me the string.
No, I'm saying what evidence. I mean, is that what I need to do? Tie a string to it?
You're not listening. You're just talking continually when I ask a question, so that hopefully it won't get heard. Where's the string?
We have not used the string yet.
Oh, right. So we could, but we haven't. Was that just a way of... Sorry, me talking again, Zanick. Yeah, I know you need the mute button when you argue with me, don't you, fundies? You need the mute button, don't you, Zanick? So given that there's no string there, your argument for string kind of falls to pieces. What we do definitely have, though, Zanick, is you ignoring all aspects of the conditions and making special pleading arguments and ultimately getting to the stage where you apply your fundamentalist, religious zealot belief about what the cause is. Not verified, not validated, not scientific, just a fundy belief. Your fundy belief, Zanick. Earth curve. Your fundamentalist religious belief.
Who's going to climb up to the top of this CN tower with a string? I want to see that little maneuver.
Don't care. We haven't got it. Like the lasers that he claimed that we could have but don't have.
No, I didn't say that about lasers. I said the lasers would also be refracted as well. I said, what would you accept?
Oh, they would be. What? Could be in the future, but aren't in the examples that you've given. I couldn't give a shit, you stupid fundy. They're not there. There's no lasers, dipshit. So while you could see a laser bending up, we don't. That's not what you've presented, stupid idiot. Maybe go and get your laser pictures so we can have you assert your fundamentalist religious belief about what's causing that.
Can I say something to Zanick about the nature of evidence?
Go ahead.
Zanick, have you ever seen a trial or something, even a television version of a trial or cross-examination? Have you ever seen those on TV or seen one in real life?
Of course.
Okay. When either defense or the prosecutor or the plaintiff present evidence, there's always cross-examination, correct? Which means I present this evidence. I have somebody says, well, this person did this. Well, I'll present this evidence showing that. Well, the cross-examination goes in and says, well, is this evidence valid or not? So now you ask the question, what kind of evidence would we require? Well, you're presenting evidence, and then where you're cross-examining it, saying this is not evidence. So you're really asking the wrong kind of question. If it's strong evidence, then it should withstand cross-examination. And so far, what you've presented has not withstand the cross-examination.
And with that, I will say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who tuned into the Nathan Oakley 1980 premiering stream for hopefully smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum, which I strongly advise you all join. I've been Nathan Oakley. A massive thank you to all of today's debating panel, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!